After winning their first match, the Zalawad Royals opted to bat and skipper Jackson held the innings together. But at 132 for 3, the Gladiators moved in with leggy Yuvraj Chudasama and medium pacer Shanandia running through the Royals. Chasing 146 for a win, the Gohilwad Gladiators had just the man for the job. A superb attacking 80 by Parimatch Mankad, with skipper Unadkat chipping in, was enough to take them across the line with plenty to spare.
सौराष्ट्र के इन मैदानों में इस जंग के ऐलानों में हर तरफ यहाँ अब शोर चले देखेंगे किसका जोर चले जोर चले हर युद्ध यहाँ घनघोर चले हर तरफ यहाँ अब शोर चले सौराष्ट्र में किसका जोर चले
Super Sunday begins. A bright, sunny, hot afternoon at the SCA Stadium in Rajkot. The players have arrived, the stage is set, and the heat is equally on in the tournament too. As the competition is getting stiffer and fierce, the players have to put their best foot forward and make sure that they win each match. Well, for us, we can sit back, relax, and enjoy a Sunday that's most definitely going to be a fun day as we have double headers coming up. Well, the first match is between the Halar Heroes and the Zalawad Royals, and then we have the Kutch Warriors at 7 p.m. taking on the Sorath Lions. Hello everyone, a very good afternoon and welcome to Parimatch News presents Saurashtra Premier League Season 2. This is Madonna Tixera and alongside with me is a former cricketer, Pragyan Ojha. Hello Pragyan.
Hi Madonna.
Well, Pragyan, before we start and talk about today's match, the Gladiators, how good were they? Especially Parimatch Mankad with 82 runs unbeaten, 4 fours, 5 sixes at a strike rate of 157. Talk us through it.
I think he's been brilliant. I'm sure the way he planned, it showed that what kind of clarity he had and the way he was pacing his innings. He was, if you look at him, he was very clear and he was calculating. Once you start calculating, then you build on your innings. And from his batting, I could make out he's a star for the future. And that is the reason why Kings 11 Punjab have picked him, and a lot of senior cricketers were talking about his ability, not only in T20 cricket, but also in red ball cricket.
All right, yes, that's the confidence level coming from a player who's played this season of IPL. And right now, let's take a look at the points table where the Halar Heroes are right on top with a net run rate of 2.15. Over to you, Pragyan.
Yeah, I think that's quite clear. Halar Heroes with that big run on the board, and then with a big margin they beat their opponents. And after that, if you see last night, Gladiators winning the game against the Royals.
Oh, yes.
That is the reason why they've come to second, and the most important thing is the net run rate. That is what we have been talking about. Once you start winning games, you also have to focus on net run rate, especially in this tournament, because you don't have any cushion.
Yes, and today's match is between the Halar Heroes and the Zalawad Royals. They started on a positive note, and what a magnanimous win by 43 runs for the Halar Heroes. But the Zalawad Royals, they started with a win, but yesterday things didn't go in their favor. What are the things to work on for them in today's match?
I think it's more about a team game. So I think the Royals, they have to think about how other players can contribute, because we have seen Sheldon doing well and few other players chipping in, but when you're batting or you're bowling, you need your entire team doing well, and they would want their number one bowler Chetan Sakaria to pick some wickets.
Yes.
Yeah, that is the only reason why last year he was so he was creating that impact. This year I think it is important for his team, and from his point of view, he has to step up and pick wickets.
Yes, Royals better buckle up, because as I said before, I'm saying that again, spinners are making match winners, and Dharmendra Jadeja, left arm spinner, you have been a left arm spinner, so please talk us through his mindset.
think it's very important as a spinner. As I say, I repeat myself, like clarity, that is the most important word. If you're going in and bowling in power play, especially you have all your fielders inside the 30-yard circle and only two fielders allowed to go and stand on the boundary line. So it is very important that what you do. And when you're bowling, I feel it is very important normally as a you talk about holding the ball with the grip, like normally with the seam. In the seam, if you're bowling and it is not helping you, at times you can just bowl cross seam. And I've seen few bowlers now, especially I've seen Dharmendra Jadeja doing that, mixing up with the seam, and that really helps you like distract the batsman, because he's not able to understand what is happening with the ball. If you see, first game the ball was turning a bit, but from second game onwards the wicket was good and it wasn't turning. So what he did, he started bowling with the arm and started varying his pace. So all that you can do. Most of the bowlers, they play around with the pace, but quality bowler, they play around with the seam.
Yes, and the mindset of a left-arm spinner coming from a left-arm spinner. Loads to take back today, but right now we head towards the pitch report led by Sabah Karim.
This is day 4 of the Parimatch News Saurashtra Premier League Season 2 and the first double-header of the tournament. And for this double-header, the curator here has prepared a fresh wicket. I don't see too much of a difference because the other 2 wickets that were used in this tournament so far, they are adjacent to the strip, but the entire pitch area is made up of black soil. It is hard, it is dry, but as I go down, I see a difference here. If you look closely, there is a thicker layer of grass on this strip compared to the other 2 strips that have been used so far in this tournament. So I expect some kind of assistance for the pace bowlers on this surface if they pitch the ball at hard length in the right areas. For spinners, there are no visible signs of crack, so they'll have to concentrate on their variation, on their guile to extract some kind of problems for the batsman here. This remains a true wicket for batting. This would generate decent amount of bounce, so the batters can trust the bounce and play their shots, not only in front of the wicket, but also those horizontal shots. So a lot of runs here on this surface. However, I still believe that this is a chaseable wicket. So team that wins the toss, they would prefer to put the opposition in and try and chase the target down.
Well, Sabah says that there's not much help for spinners today, but is it the pitch that matters the most or the mindset?
I think pitch matters, but the most important thing is the mindset that you have. We saw that first game, we saw the second game I'm talking about, we saw a big score on the same wicket, and the very next day we saw the other team not getting that many runs. So it is important that you have a right kind of attitude or mindset that will help you overcome all these situations during the game.
True that. Well, will the players today have that mindset, especially the spinners, because the pitch is not going to help them, as Sabah said so. But right now, it's time for the toss as we head towards Charu for the same.
A very warm welcome from the center, but there is a breeze swirling around the ground which will make the heat a little easier to tolerate. Let's kick off our doubleheader. To my right, first the captain of the Zalawad Royals, Sheldon Jackson. To his right, skipper of the Halar Heroes, Arpit Vasavada. And to his right, our match referee, Altaf Merchant. Arpit, you have the coin, that glittering gold coin. Sheldon, your call, make it loud.
Heads.
Heads is the call.
It's tails. You won.
Tails. Arpit, good luck with the toss. A massive 197. Congratulations in your first match. Today, any new plans? What will you do first?
Yeah, we're gonna bowl first today.
Well, that's a little strange. Why? Because of what do you read in the pitch which will make you chase?
I don't think it's a fresh wicket. Wicket will remain almost same, either we batting or bowling. But I think if we can restrict them, like yesterday, if we can restrict them around 150, it will be easy for a batsman to chase the target.
Obviously, your batters are working really well, Snail, for instance, and the others, but you yourself, sadly, got out round your legs the other time, so maybe time for a big leader's knock now, skipper's knock.
Let's see, it happens in a T20 game. You can get out 1 or 2 innings like that, but I am batting well, so let's see today how it goes.
I know it's a new pitch, but still, do you have a pass score in mind?
I think 150, if we can restrict around 150, 160, then it will be, we have the advantage to, chase it down.
You've gone along really well. Good luck for today.
Thank you, thank you.
Sheldon, that's how it happens. No luck with the toss. But you will be batting first. And if there's anything missing in your teams, apart from you, it's the runs. Who do you have with you who can support you now?
To be honest, all are very capable players. It's just that on the day they click in this format, you have to accept it and move on. Today's a new day. Let's see how it goes from here.
All right, of course, we've got an indication of pass score at 150. It's a new pitch. So again, will you begin a little carefully? How much does the power play matter to you?
It does matter, so to be honest, but to get a decent score but not losing too many wickets, that also matters a lot. So now let's see. We wanted to bat first. Now when we go back in, we access, and let's take it forward from there.
Life can be rough. You were here last night, lost. Here you are a few hours later in these heat conditions and in trouble too. 1 match, 1 loss. So some pressure?
No pressure at all. So we are used to this heat, and we have spent most of our life in the heat. So we are very okay with it. We just have to come in and put in the effort, and let's see how it goes from there.
I wish you and the rest of the team good luck. Good luck with the runs.
Thank you so much, sir. Thanks.
Here we are. Arpit Vasavada on a new pitch. Wins the toss, and he's happy to bowl first.
Well, the Royals have to bat first, and yesterday they didn't have a great day. So what are they going to do that today with the squad that they have?
Yeah, I think when the team is not doing well, you look to make some few changes. But here, clearly, I think the Royals have made one change. They've got a batsman in at the top order in place of Kotak, the junior Kotak we're talking about. His father was a legend for Saurashtra, but unfortunately he misses out. And when you talk about Halar heroes, I was a little surprised. They made 2 changes. They've got in a medium pacer in place of a medium pacer, and they've got Kunal who can bat and bowl off spin a bit. So it was surprising because once you're winning, you don't make too many changes. But what I feel out of my experience is because the wicket is so good, they're adding another bowler to their armory, because at times you will be needing your 6th or 7th bowler who can chip in when things are not going your way.
Well, will the Halar heroes win today, or will the Zalawad Royals crumble them in a royal way? Let's check that out. Over to the commentators.
Well, thank you very much, Madonna. And yes, here we are. It's Super Sunday and the Parimatch News SPL, and it's match number 4, which sees the Halar heroes take on the Zalawad Royals. Should be a fascinating contest. As far as the 2 sides last time round, the Zalawad Royals won in the 2019 edition. And here come the umpires today. Bhavesh Patel, Jacinta Jadeja, the 2 batsmen, the 2 umpires, I should say, in charge of proceedings here in SPL, the Parimatch SPL season number 2, and it's match number 4. And here come the opening batsmen for the Zalawad Royals, who will be pretty disappointed, I think, to some extent, of being asked to bat first. Just the toss stats tell you that those chasing in the 2 tournaments that we've had so far win on 9 out of 14 occasions. But still, they'll get the use of this fresh wicket. Alongside me, delighted to be joined by former Indian wicketkeeper batsman Sabah Karim. And well, this should be another classic encounter.
Yes, Johnny, and good afternoon to all of you watching this wonderful tournament on the television screen. It's the Double H versus the Royals. The Royals, they were here last night. They've lost that big game because they were not able to put up a decent score. But today there's another opportunity for them. And the pass score, that's what was mentioned at the time of toss, is about 160, 165. If they can get to that kind of a target, they can easily try and defend that. They have made some changes. Right at the top, Prasham comes in place of Kotak. And at the other end is Kotaria. Jay Gohil was extremely impressive last evening, Johnny. They do have the captain Sheldon Jackson, who will, I think, come in at number 3 or number 4. So it's the runs that will really count for the Royals. They need to put up runs on board.
Well, they will indeed. And this is going to be a real test for them today in this first contest of the double-header. 2 matches back-to-back, the first at 3 o'clock, of course, and then we've got another at 7 o'clock coming up a little later on. Super Sunday, very much so. And it should be absolutely fascinating. Pranav Nanda, right arm medium fast for the Halar Heroes. Economy of 11. He'll be wanting to improve on that. Never easy, of course, bowling in the power plays. Looking at the scenes here, and here is the countdown. 3, 2, 1, and here we are, underway. Match number 4 should be a fascinating contest. The umpire will get us underway. Pulled away almost immediately, just in front of square. Perfect start. Lovely looking shot, a little bit short, lashed away in the first boundary of the piece.
Oh, what a start by Rajdev, his first game in season 2 of the Saurashtra Premier League. And look at him go. Short delivery, gets into strong position off the front foot, pulls it in front of square and gets a boundary of the first delivery.
What a start that is. Sets the tone. Lovely bit of batting. Shout for LBW, a little bit of inside edge, and they're thinking about a single, they think better of it. Oh, that might have been tight. That might have been tight.
And the second ball of this match, there was an opportunity to get the first wicket down of the Royals. He was going nowhere. The impact outside the off stump. There was an appeal by the bowler, but he had almost come half down the track, but was sent back by Courtyard. A direct hit, and he would have to go back to the pavilion. Misses left arm, the fielder there at backward point. Jadeja it is, and Rajdev is still at the crease.
You can never keep Jadeja out of the game. Worked away on the onside. They'll get a gentle and easily managed, uncontested single on that occasion. Just a look at that Zalawad Royals lineup. And Sheldon Jackson. Well, he's one of the main men, of course. Been reliant on him through the course of the 2 tournaments thus far.
Now have a look at the way he's running right down the wicket, and that is why there's always a chance that you'll collide with the bowler in their run-up. You have to be extremely mindful of that, otherwise the umpire will have to step in.
Very good spot, Sabah. That's why you get the big bucks. Cut away. Only as far as the man just in front of point. And just one thing that the Zalawad Royals need to take into consideration, one fascinating stat that's developed across the 2 tournaments, is only on 4 occasions has the side that's won the toss has gone on to win the game. In 14 games, that's quite incredible.
Yes, and more so because on a track like this, team would always prefer to chase. And that is why today also Arpit Vasavada had no hesitation in deciding to bowl first.
Well, down the track, working away backward as square. There's a man out there on the deep. They'll come back for a comfortable couple. Good intention there from Kutharia.
Good play, Kutaria. In the first game, he put some runs on board for his side. There are 2-3 batters in the Royals team who have impressed, apart from Sheldon Jackson, the captain. Jay Gohil, that young right-hand batter yesterday, was very good. But the problem was right at the end. The end overs, they've not able to capitalize. Once they lost the wicket of Jay Gohil and Sheldon Jackson. they crumble in a heap, and that is why they're not able to put up a score in yesterday's game.
A little inside edge onto pad. They'll get through for a single. That'll be the end of the over. 8 without loss after the first. Yes, so let's just pick up on that collapsing in a heap and let's drill down into that. They lost 6 wickets for 6 runs in the closing stages. That's criminal, really, with the base they had.
And if you add about 15 runs to that score of 145, 160 would have been a far more challenging score than 145. And it was easily covered by the Gladiators yesterday, more so because they have Prerak Mankar in the side.
Well, here's the main man, Dhamendra Jadeja, who's had a fantastic tournament thus far. 3 for 18 in the first game. Terrific economy rate through the course of the 2 tournaments as well. And of course, he's got such a strong first-class record to add to that. Just a little marker there. They'll be very wary of him.
I did the pitch report today, and the only difference I could notice is this thick layer of grass. Otherwise, the wicket's quite similar to the strips that have been used so far.
Looking to drive, finds the gap, but there's a man out there on the rope. They'll get through for just a single.
So it will be interesting to note how Jadeja bowls on a track like this. He has the experience. He'll have to use variety of his deliveries, bring in more variation to his bowling. And he's quite adept to do that. He has the ability to do so, and we saw that in the first game where he picked 3 wickets.
It's cut on the back foot, won't beat the infield. Nice tactic and a good use of Jadeja here in the power play.
How can they counter-attack? That's what is needed. He possibly can't be playing like this, the 4 overs of Jadeja. He has the experience, but you need to try and get above him.
Tossed up on that occasion, Nurdle, and we'll get through for a single. Yes, Jadeja's economy rate in that first game was 4.5. And that's 4 overs of that. Extremely dangerous competitor, can bowl inside and outside the power play.
It's the length and the angle with which he delivers that poses problems for the batters. The one scoring area I can see is that mid-on area.
Looking to cut. Doesn't go anywhere either. Not a great deal of pace in this surface that we've seen so far.
He has bowled those length deliveries, and the batters have found it difficult to negotiate. It's not easy to get him away.
Hurdled into the onside. There'll be a single off a good over from Jadeja. End of the over, 11 without loss after 2. Of the stadiums, just about to get a visual. The stadium, solar infrastructure here, and tree plantation area as well. And it's great to see the SCA taking an initiative to make the stadium reliant on only natural resources. The SCA will plant trees at the stadium and surrounding area. The numbers of trees planted will be the sum of the total runs scored by both teams. Both matches, that's 800 on a higher side. We'll make it a total of both winning teams. Marvellous, and the captains handed over saplings to kids at the toss. Really terrific stuff. Ball down the leg side, they all go up and they've got him. Little nibble down the leg side. Oh, it's the perfect start for Vora. It's a horrible delivery, but he won't mind. And the first wicket falls.
Kotaria, the big wicket here for this side. Down the leg side, not a good delivery, an unfortunate dismissal for Kotaria. And that's the kind of shot you expect a right-hand batter to play. This time a very faint edge and good work behind the stumps. Very neat, solid footwork. And the first wicket has gone. It is Vora who picks up the first wicket for his side, Halar Heroes. It's Kotaria who goes for 4-5. It's 11 for 1, the Royals.
महारथी जी, फैंटेसी अखाड़ा में विदेश जाने का भी चांस है।
अब सुनो, हम आपको जाने देंगे। इतना सिखा दीजिए कि हम फौरन कैसे जाएंगे।
फैंटेसी स्पोर्ट्स का
असली अखाड़ा।
Well, Sheldon Jackson, the captain, boy, they're going to need him. Terrific record, best of 64, strike rate of 121, 314 runs across the two campaigns so far. What a start for Nanvi Vora.
महारथी जी, फैंटेसी अखाड़ा में विदेश जाने का भी
And Jackson is here because they've lost the first wicket. Kotaria has a good work behind the stumps by Snell Patel. If you have good footwork, you can always cover that ground and take such catches with ease. And he exults, and why not? Got rid of the opener. The double H, the Halar Heroes.
Yeah, one interesting, another stat about the power plays is that the average first innings power play is only 38. So, but why do you think that sides have never really got going in the power plays across the two tournaments so far?
I think you need more depth in your batting to kickstart a very powerful power play. And generally teams, because they have one or two experienced batters, mostly the players who have played first-class cricket for the state side, that is why they're taking it easy.
Oh, length ball outside the off stump and just nipping away. Lovely, lovely change down by Vora. Swing and a miss.
Excellent delivery from Vora. Let's look closely at his wrist position. Has a slow delivery, but with the same kind of an action, not easy to pick those kind of deliveries. And he was impressive in the first game. Has that short delivery up his sleeve also. One can expect that also from Vora.
Yeah, the burden of expectation weighs very heavy on Sheldon Jackson. Such a mainstay if they're to get a total of substance. They'll be mindful in these opening stages. The back of length by Vora. Good tight stuff again.
Talking about starts, Johnny, if you notice in the last two games of the Royals, Jackson had come in number 3 and he hasn't gone hard in the power play. He has played very steady because he knows that he has to bat right till the end. So he's more reactive instead of trying to be ahead of the opposition bowlers in the power play. There are no predetermined shots in mind. Just wants to react to the delivery that is bowled up to him.
Yeah. End of the over. 13 for 1 after 3. Yes, but just picking up on that point of yours, he's probably very wary of that very fragile, very brittle middle order. As we saw yesterday, 6 wickets fell in the space of 6 runs. An extraordinary collapse, really. And they're crawling along, 13 for 1 after 3.
On the other side, if you look at the positive aspect of a tournament like this is a great opportunity for some of the young batters to step up and give that kind of confidence to someone like Sheldon Jackson. One has not seen that so far. That's one of the reasons why you see a cautious approach from Sheldon Jackson. He knows what happened in the last game. They would be disappointed with the way they lost wickets in a bundle in yesterday's game right in the end. They would want to make some amends in today's encounter.
Well, down the track, and that's a good looking shot, and that's beaten the man up in the rope, and that will go for 4. Only the second boundary of the piece, but it's nicely put away by Rajdev. Lovely looking shot.
A strong mindset shown here by Rajdev. And the first over, hit that shot delivery over mid-wicket, and this time steps out and clears the fielder at mid-on quite easily. Superb shot, good footwork.
He was onto it like an absolute flash, wasn't he? Skipping down the track. So we see it again. Good firm strike. Down the track again, just working away on the onside on this occasion. Just be the single. As Pranav Nanda is the man who's come into the attack.
So we have seen seamers and we have seen Dharminder Singh Jadeja in the 4th over or in the 4 overs being bowled so far by the Halar heroes. And they have number of options up their sleeve. Arpit Vasavada can also roll his arm over. He did that in the last game. They have some good wicket-taking options available to them. It's a very strong unit, the Halar heroes. On top of that, they posted a massive score in the first game, 197.
Just somebody, I think, possibly wondering. I think it's the camera position, actually, up at the far end. They're just adjusting. But, Sheldon Jackson not happy with proceedings on that occasion. He seems to be happy now, though. Run rate 5.4. Lots of pressure hanging on the skipper here. His stumps, just working the onside. Another dot.
At times in the power play, the batter tries and outthink the bowler. That's the tussle which we have seen in most of the T20 matches. That's the standing Halar heroes right on top with a strong net run rate, which will matter in the end. Gladiators at number 2. Both teams having won their first encounter. Royals, they won 1 out of 2. And the 2 bottom teams, Sorath Lions and Kutch Warriors. The top 2 teams qualify for the finals.
Yes, 2 from 5 will go through to the grand final, which is coming up next Saturday. Bags of cricket to come between now and then, of course. And the Parimatch News Saurashtra Premier League 2022. The next 3 batsmen, Gohilwad, and Stamil. But Zakaria seemed to have his pads on as well. I just wonder if he's floating in the order. A man with international experience, of course. Goal! Big shout for... And he's gone. Little nibble outside the off stump. Up goes the finger. And well, that is an absolutely massive, massive wicket. Sheldon Jackson goes for 2. And Nanda in on the action. He takes his first.
What a setback for the Royals. The captain has to go back. Excellent delivery from Nanda. Is that a legal delivery? We'll have to see that again.
Looks okay. Alex. Yeah, I think that should be fine. overly concerned with that one. Probably have another look at another angle. That's absolutely fine. An inch behind the line.
That's a legal delivery from Nanda. Foot is behind the line, and that is why Jackson will have to go back to the pavilion. A good delivery from Nanda. And we can see that wicket again. It got stuck in the crease, played from the crease. A faint outside edge, and Snell Patel does the rest. Straightish delivery. Wasn't the right position to play that one. As I said, he got stuck in the crease. Should have played on the front foot, but he'll have to depart. He goes for 2. It's 18 for 2, the Royals.
Gohilwad will be the next man in. Gohilwad, right-handed bat. He's already got a score in this competition so far, 47 off of 36. Could do with a few more today, it's safe to say. This power play hasn't really got anywhere. 18 for 2 after 3.5 overs.
So getting the right length is the key for the pace bowlers to extract some kind of movement or bounce off the surface. And that was the late movement that got the wicket of Sheldon Jackson.
Solid dot ball to finish. And it's 18 for 2 after 4 overs.
मारती जी, फैंटेसी अखाड़ा में विदेश जाने का भी चांस है।
अब सुनो, हम आपको जाने देंगे। इतना सिखा दीजिए कि हम फौरन कैसे जाएंगे।
फैंटेसी स्पोर्ट्स का
असली अखाड़ा।
इस गेम में वित्तीय जोखिम के तत्व हैं और इसकी लत लग।
Well, the power play not really going to plan, it's safe to say, by the Zalawad Royals. 18 for 2. And they've lost the big one as well, haven't they? Sheldon Jackson. A lot depends on him. Vora. Maybe Vora back into the attack. He's having a outstanding game so far. Might be a few more than a couple, in fact. Will he rein it in? He does. It's a terrific bit of work. Might have to have another look, but I think that's a pretty good bit of fielding.
मारती जी, फैंटेसी अखाड़ा में विदेश जाने का भी चांस है।
Gohilwad has just faced the one delivery so far. I want to try and maximise the remaining 1.5 overs of this power play, and actually got a slip in place as well. A little bit more pressure being applied, understandably, when you got a side 21 for 2.
This is a big wicket for the double edge. Faint outside edge. He's trying to play from the crease. He's trying to play it late, maybe towards third man. but didn't connect it properly, or did manage to get only a faint edge, and that is why he's back in the hut now.
Oh, swing and a miss outside the off stump. Back of a length on that occasion by Vora. Lovely delivery.
Strong, clean action Vora has got, and that is why he's been able to extract that kind of bounce on the surface. Hits the right length, the back of good length, and that steep bounce he generated. Even the first game he was able to pick up wickets for his side.
Better shot through the offside. Nice bit of work actually on the edge of extra cover. Keep another dot, keeping the sequence going.
And look at the bounce. He's hitting the splice of the bat. And all that is happening because he's really bending his back. His height also helps him to get that kind of bounce from the surface. Extremely promising.
Down the track, a swing and a miss. Not surprising really. Chewing up dots. That's the 5th so far.
Adding to the pressure. He gets onto the back foot, plays it quite well. So Jay Gohil was impressive in the last game. He needs to maintain this kind of posture. And immediately after that, he went for that wild heave. No need for that.
Really tight stuff from Vora. He's been absolutely fantastic. 1 for 5 off, well, just a fraction short of 2 overs. Right to on the onside, another dot as well. Terrific stuff. Almost a maiden. And after 5, 21 for 2.
Big appeal. Perhaps going down leg, we'll check. However, the Zalawad Royals in trouble. Just 1 over to go. The end of power play. They've lost 2 wickets. One of them a really big one. Their skipper, Sheldon Jackson. And they haven't got too many runs on the board at all. Good call. Early call. Yet he had to hurry a bit. Charu Sharma, I've got Pragyan Oja here with me. I'm sure you'll once again enjoy Dharmendra Jadeja's bowling. Very tight so far.
Very tight. Maybe the ball with the angle when the bowler is bowling from wider of the crease, umpires tend to think the ball may miss the stumps. But when you talk about the Zalawad Royals, they have to go back to the basics. They've lost their important batsmen, but look to get those singles. If you see, there's so many dot balls, good shots going to the fielder, but maybe not trying to look for singles. They're looking for those release shots, trying to go big. Maybe if you go for that at this situation, if you lose wicket, then further you'll go in back foot.
Took the words out of my mouth. Just the number of dot deliveries in the match that they're playing right now. Of course, at the loss of 2 wickets earlier on, they are a little subdued. Once in a while they try that release shot, but otherwise the bowling's also been very tight. Well fielded again. They do get the single, just 2 runs off the over. Another brilliant one. The end of power play, and Zalawad Royals in trouble. 23 for 2. Sounds incredible, but it's true. The partnership 5 of 13, and that too in the power play. Just to emphasize the fact, Ragyan, as he was saying, that they were just not able to pierce the infield, leave alone the big shots.
Absolutely. If you're not getting those big shots and you're losing wickets and you're trying to build a partnership, the most basic thing is to just rotate the strike. Look for those singles. And once you do that, once you get 10-12 runs, then suddenly you'll see you're in the game, you're timing well, you're getting those gaps. That is what you need to do, and that is basic, and basics don't change.
Well, the field is now spread, so they will get the single. And they try to go for the 2. Now, who's going to be in trouble? The direct throw. I'm afraid he may have gone. I've got to say, Gohil is the one who's farming most of the strike. 2 now in 11 deliveries. And my fear is the fact that Rajdev, who came out striking the ball well, in fact, the boundary of the very first over, he was gone with the direct throw, might just start thinking, well, you know, I'm not getting enough of the strike. You start getting a little desperate and start holding out. And now, particularly with the field spread, Rajdev has got to hold his head, be a little quiet. Gohil, of course, at strike right now. Jumps out, not very intended at all. Was planning to go leg side, goes to cover sweeper.
Absolutely. That is what it has been so far. That only happens when you don't rotate the strike. And this is what we were talking about. The first delivery went for a boundary. Wicket looked good. This was an unlucky dismissal. After that, we saw some good strokes, but I think Halar Heroes kept things very tight and got the big man, Sheldon Jackson, there.
Here we are again. Well, it just seemed like he got trapped. Didn't go forward, didn't go back. And Jackson's been scoring runs pretty effectively all the way through. A 50 in the first innings, a near 50 in the next. Just got trapped there, didn't move, paid the price.
And that's what has been a problem for him initially. He tries to stay in the crease. A shot. They've been playing some wonderful strokes. The timing well, but straight to the fielder. Maybe this is what they should look to do, take those singles. And I was telling you, one batsman has played almost 13 deliveries, and the batsman who had come prior to him has only faced 4 deliveries.
Yeah, I say once again, Rajdev on Gohil on strike now. Rajdev will be wondering what does he need to do to get more of the strike. Is that in the gap? No, well done by the skipper, no less. Arpit Vasawara. Big dive to his left, restricting that to only 1. Had he been not timing his dive, it would have been 4. Well done, skipper.
Brilliant effort. And captain leading by example. He's pumped up. When I was talking to him, he was, I think, 22 deliveries since the last boundary.
And most of them in the power play. He threw the gap, but only for 1. So 6 off the over, a single off every delivery after 7. 29 for 2. In 14 for Gohil. He had a good stand with Sheldon Jackson in the previous match, got 40 odd, I think, before their crumble. And the team will expect him to, after that rough start, to maybe try and get that strike rate in order. 120 minimum, 150, a decent strike rate in T20s as we get Yadav returns.
Yes, Sunil Yadav, last game he got a couple of wickets, bowled well. And in this format, leggies, they've always enjoyed because they always keep the batsman guessing.
3 men on the leg side on the boundary, and a long off as well. The man had cover. Sweeper. So not a happy ball to start with. But I endorse what you say. It's very exciting to see leg spinners or wrist spinners and always bring something special, a little bit of magic. Once again, too far outside off. So not the kind of start that Yadav would have liked. Just releasing the pressure a bit with that inaccuracy.
Very true. When you come in, you have to have an understanding of the situation. You should know where your team stands, what the opponents are doing, what kind of pressure they are in, or what they're looking to do. These are the things you should keep in your mind when you come into bowl.
Ooh, big swing and a miss by Rajdev. And I sense once again that he's getting a little desperate. He's lacking the strike all this while. Is that wide? Well, and he moved inside as well, so I think the bowler will feel very hard done by.
Maybe he can just try and come a little close to the stumps and bowl, because all his deliveries have been from the same place and all the balls have been outside off. As a spinner, at times you need to use the angle.
Very lucky Rajdev gets a top edge. It might even go all the way. Big run being put in there. As he saved it, we'll take a look again. Yet good desperate work at the boundary.
Very well done, Kunal. Great effort. It shows why they are at the top of the table. They're throwing each other, like, as a fielder, they're throwing around. They've been backing each other. It was very close. Looks very close. But great effort. Great effort, I must say, in this heat. Giving your 100% as a fielder shows how desperate you are to do well for your team.
Yep, great effort. The bowler will love it. Here's another angle. I wonder if he's a little something onto the boundary sponge. Let's move on. Looks good so far. And he might have actually released the ball just in time. I'm glad I'm not the third umpire on this one. I must confess, there seemed to be no movement of that boundary protector. So I'd be happy to give it only the 2 runs. Great work in the field once again. What commitment.
For me, it looks like he saved the boundary. It's a great effort. Has done a very good job. Oh yes, it's a brilliant effort. But for Sunil Yadav, he just has to bowl that line on the off stump or maybe middle off.
Right on cue, like he was listening to you.
On a good track, you can do the best that you can do is bowl on the stumps, especially to a right-hander off and off in middle.
What does Rajdev do next? Hope he doesn't get too desperate. No, plays it carefully, and he will retain strike. They won't go for 2, will they? No. The end of a decent over by Yadav. 5 off it. And, ball still to go because of the wides earlier on.
It's a very, very balanced situation here. Batsmen are trying to build a partnership.
Gohil gives him the charge and gets it from the middle of the bat. Waiting for a release shot. Premeditated. A Parimatch news.
अब सुनो, हम आपको जाने देंगे। इतना सिखा दीजिए कि हम फॉरेन कैसे जाएंगे?
फैंटेसी स्पोर्ट्स का
असली अखाड़ा।
इस गेम में वित्तीय जोखिम के तत्व हैं और इसकी लत लग सकती है।
42 for 2 after 8.
मारुति जी, फैंटेसी अखाड़ा में
Kotaria, unfortunate, just tickle down leg. And Sheldon Jackson, well, he was the mainstay of the Zalawad Royals and the skipper as well. Got a 51st match, near 50 the second today. 2 from 8, looked little at sea. And looks like Zalawad Royals will have to do a lot of hard work to climb out of this hole that they've dug for themselves if they are to get anywhere near 150, which we feel will challenge the Halar heroes, who, mind you, quick reminder, got 197 in the first match they played, so they obviously have a good batting side. Chauhan. Ooh, that could have been close. Again, a little yes and no. Sports coverage doesn't get better than the 12th Khiladi, where you can find fantasy tips, match predictions, in-depth statistical analysis, live updates, fan opinions, everything. Log on to www.12thkhiladi.com for the best sports coverage, and do it now.
I think Zalawad Royals are slowly building on this partnership.
That could go to hand, and it does. Smartly taken. A few steps to his left. Comfortable height. And that is more trouble now for the Zalawad Royals.
I was just praising the partnership, and it was a desperate shot which was not needed at this point in time. And this is a Parimatch news cheerful moment indeed for the bowling team. They have been on top of this game, picking up important wickets at crucial junctures.
Zalawad Royals now slipping deeper into a hole as Chauhan picks up a wicket in the second over. And that is the end of Rajdev, who started out quite brightly, 20 from 18. It's 42 for 3. Who's the new man in for the Zalawad Royals? A man who comes much later usually, but of course does have experience in higher leagues. Chetan Sakaria. What's his role here? What has Sheldon Jackson told him? To play along the ground and make sure that you get to 150 and stay there till long, or to slog a few big ones, because he loves doing that? It'll be interesting to see, Pragyan.
It'll be very interesting. If he's here to stitch a partnership, well and good. If he's here to go bang bang, then it can be a problem, because from here, if they lose wickets, it will be very, very desperate. And this is what, when we talk about wicket, this was the last wicket that was kind of a desperate shot. We could see batsman Rajdev being caught up with his game, because he was not able to get those easy singles. Once you rotate strike, it becomes that much easy for you.
Well fielded at backward point. Sakaria cannot pierce the field, but it does look like he's there to play a quieter innings, or at least he's been given a few deliveries to get his eye in. No timing there.
Halar heroes have been lovely on the field. They have been on top, and they don't want to let go of that position in the
Well, he's normally a late order slogger, Sakaria. A little bit I know of him. I hope he can change his game. Down leg, and that might just go all the way. Well, not even that. Again, a great diving effort. Running in from fine leg. Just the two. Did it get a little bit of glove? Is that leg buys?
Looks like a leg bye. No, maybe gloves. Oh, it's some runs for Chetan Sakaria. But the way these guys have been diving, Halar heroes, they want to be on top of the game and also on top of the points table.
Got a slip in for Sakaria. And that's why, because they know he loves to nudge it on the offside. Once again, good work at backward point.
मारुति जी, फैंटेसी अखाड़ा में विदेश जाने का भी चांस है।
अब सुनो, हम आपको जाने देंगे। इतना सिखा दीजिए कि हम फॉरेन कैसे जाएंगे। फैंटेसी स्पोर्ट्स का असली अखाड़ा।
इस गेम में वित्तीय जोखिम के तत्व हैं और इसकी लत लग सकती है।
Any yardstick, this is a poor start for the Zalawad Royals. Remember, they won their first match chasing a 130 in change, lost their second, didn't get too many runs on the board. This is their third match, so I'm not saying it's do or die right now, but they are in a bit of a hole, and
spinner who can bat, and I think this is a great time for an off spinner to come in. He's got someone like Gohilwad who's under pressure to build a partnership, and a left-hander. So I assume if you hit the right areas and bowl up and mix up the pace, you may create some chances for your team. But saying that, I want him to bowl to a left-hander with a slip-in, because he's here to bowl only because I think Halar heroes want him to pick another wicket and not let the opposition get out of this situation.
bowling around the wicket now, Karamchandani. Different angle for Sakaria to handle. Goes big and catches the ball well. Way outside the boundary line. Another Parimatch news cheerful moment for the batting team. And I wonder if Sakaria was given that role, but he can't seem to help himself. Went big with a slog sweep.
I think it's become quite clear. Play your cricket, but be sensible. If the ball is in your court, just go after him, or else try and rotate the strike. Maybe it looks like he's here to create that balance of getting some runs and give some stability to his batting unit.
Tried to do the right thing after hitting the big six. He's trying to rotate the strike. Unable to get the single in the infield. One more attempt. Push it around Sakaria for the single. You've got the six in the over now. Tries to be clever. Where does it go? And has he caught it? Brilliant by the bowler. Everybody else was looking around. Where did that ball go? I think it hit the bottom of the bag, ballooned up. But the bowler kept his eye on the ball. Karamchandani gets a reward. Brilliant diving catch.
And that's a brilliant comeback as well for the bowler. Great effort. After going for a six, he was confident, bowled up, and the way he took this catch, caught and bowled. Outstanding. They've been brilliant on the field right from the start. And Sakaria walks back, not doing much, just 8 runs, 51 for 4.
Gohil is still there on 14. Started out very slowly. And Sakaria, of course, having returned to the pavilion, playing an injudicious shot, we have to say. What was he trying to do? However, it gets the youngster, Ansh Gosai, who I think was an under-19 probable for the country. He's in here. Very tough times, though. Comes at number 6. And surely the dugout instruction now, Pradyan, is to just take it easy. Make sure you get to the 20 overs. There it is again. Very inelegant.
And this is the wicket and the catch we're talking about. What an effort. This energy that is running around within this team, Halar Heroes, has been superb, and it's example for others how to move forward in a tournament when you're at top and dominating your opponents.
Last ball to the halfway stage. New man in. Plays it quietly, in fact does rather well. This is what the rest of the batsmen should have been doing. So 10 overs gone. The Zalawad Royals in all sorts of trouble at 51 for 4.
महारती जी, फैंटेसी अखाड़ा में विदेश जाने का भी चांस है।
अब सुनो, हम आपको जाने देंगे। इतना सिखा दीजिए कि हम फॉरेन कैसे जाएंगे। फैंटेसी स्पोर्ट्स का असली अखाड़ा।
What a chance to win this afternoon by Halar Heroes, and they've made the most opportunity as well. The fielders have backed the bowlers, and in the first 10 overs they've kept things very tight. Zalawad Royals, you can take a look at this, they've never really had the skyscrapers going, and they've had wickets falling at regular intervals. Giving me company in the combox, former India wicketkeeper batsman Sabah Kareem. Sabah, good afternoon.
And I have the honor to introduce and welcome to the commentary box my good old friend Mikhail. Welcome to the commentary box, Mikhail. I hope you enjoy your stint here.
Thank you so much, Sabah. Parth Chauhan, watchfully played. That's been the problem. They've just not been able to get rid of the deliveries, and the bowlers have bowled the hard lengths this afternoon.
And they're not going anywhere with this kind of batting display. They lost some big guns. That also of Sheldon Jackson. The top order has failed to get them off to a good start, and they're struggling at this stage. 4 down for 52. 10 overs gone. What can they do from here? Stretch partnerships. Wait for the 17 overs onwards and try and put some runs on board. Some kind of score in the vicinity of say 100, 110 can still pose some problems for the double edge, the Halar Heroes.
A very special afternoon, we must admit and acknowledge the efforts put in by the SCA as well. It's the World Environment Day, and it's so nice to see them planting trees at the stadium and the surrounding area. The number of trees planted will be the sum of total runs scored by both teams. That's a very, very nice endeavour and initiative taken by the Saurashtra Cricket Association. Go green, that's the way forward, always. Once again, single towards long on, and this will not trouble Halar Heroes. Heroic performance, Sabah.
A lot of commitment and dedication shown by the Halar Heroes. They displayed that in the first game also, which they won quite comfortably. They posted a mammoth score of 197 in the stipulated 20 overs. And they've continued with this rich form. And today the bowlers have done their job. They've got strong support from the fieldsmen. And this is wonderful to watch. But have a look at the stadium here. The ground, lush green outfield. All of us need to do so much for the World Environment Day. Not only today, but always. Save trees, save your planet. And many congratulations for the Saurashtra Cricket Association for taking up this initiative to keep the entire area green, to bring in these solar panels, to get the kids introduced, what they need to do to save the planet. Well done.
Oh yes, the message is loud and clear. We've got to be eco-friendly in today's contemporary times. A wonderful bird's eye view of the stadium as we highlight its go green culture adopted by the Saurashtra Cricket Association. What a view. slow this time, change of pace, gives that a wide slash. Another single. The depth of the Zalawad Royals will be tested this afternoon. They've lost early wickets.
It's so strange, isn't it, Mikhail, that when you get into a position like this, all those shots which you connect, invariably you find a fielder there. You're waiting for those boundaries to come through. It doesn't happen. So you just need to keep striving and try and look ahead. What can we do in the next 2-3 overs? Can we build a partnership? How do I get the runs? What are my scoring areas? Have that match awareness and try and rebuild.
Once again, very nicely bowled and a quick single. Very tidy bowling here by Halar Heroes. They continue the good work. 11 gone. It's 57 for 4. We are at the Saurashtra Cricket Association, and the stadium, may I tell you, is a majestic look from this part of the world. And clearly, in the lap of nature, we get to see some very good cricket as well. The quality and the pedigree of the players just standing tall and showing up in the Saurashtra Premier League Season 2. And what a start it's been for the Halar Heroes, winning the toss early in the day. Bowlers striking at regular intervals. Just trying to go for that expansive sweep.
They brought in Karam Chandani for today's game. And they have the left-arm spinner. They wanted to have some more variation in their attack. That is why Arpit Vasavada have made that change. He has picked up a wicket in the first over. This is the second over from him.
So it's long gone for a single. You were at the pitch report, Sabah. What do you make of the surface?
Excellent track, Mikhail. There is a decent grass covering, but it remains true for the batters. It is the quality of bowling that is the reason behind this kind of a struggle from the Royals. Otherwise, there's nothing much in the wicket. For pace bowlers, if you bend your back, you're able to extract some bounce. But it is wicket, we can really play our shots freely.
And be it spinners or pacers, what we've seen is that they've kept things very tight and kept the Zalawad Royals quiet. Short and wide, plays it down the ground for another single. Not many boundaries and sixes usually associated with the T20 game. This time it's missing.
Yeah, you see the greenish top here, and it is required because this is the double header, so you need the wicket to remain true for the entire duration of both the games. And that's what the curator has done. Freshly rolled, hardly any juice in the surface. It's just this greenish tinge that should help the seam bowlers.
Coming to the greenish tinge, Sabah, does it put a doubt in the batsman's mind when you're playing on a new wicket, fresh wicket?
At times, maybe you need to adjust to the extra bounce, but that also is dependent on the kind of bowlers you are facing. Someone like Vora has been able to get that kind of bounce. The rest of the bowlers haven't been able to generate that kind of bounce on a surface like this.
Sprawling facility here at the Saurashtra Cricket Association. The amenities, may I add, and the stands as well. Everything about this place is absolutely wonderful. Gives the charge in this occasion, does not quite connect it, and it's a very fine catch taken there at backward point. Karam Chandani strikes again, this time in his second over, and another wicket falls as Gohil, after a struggle in the middle, will have to depart.
The intention was correct, but the area where he wanted to hit this ball was not the right one. Wanted to go over long on, but this is a straight delivery from Karam Chandani. It is Soni who gets this catch. He has to run backwards, but watch the ball right till the end and takes quite an easy catch in the end. So Karam Chandani picks up his second wicket. Another wicket falls, and this happens generally when you gobble up too many deliveries. Under pressure, Jai Gohil departs. He's gone for 17, is 60 for 5, the Royals.
चांस है।
अब सुनो, हम आपको जाने देंगे। इतना सिखा दीजिए कि हम फौरन कैसे जाएंगे। स्पोर्ट्स का असली अखाड़ा।
इस गेम में वित्तीय जोखिम के तत्व हैं और इसकी लत लग सकती है।
Confidence. Halar heroes can get nothing wrong this afternoon. And Karam Chandani is showing why his induction is so important in the playing 11. 2 for him. Nicely tossed up delivery. Very good productive over here. 12 gone. 60 with half the side in the dugout. Interestingly, the very first ball of the Zalawad Royals innings, they got a 4. But then in the entire 6 overs, they managed only 1-4 after that, which meant in the power play, they got only 23 runs for the loss of 2 wickets. And then from 7 to 15, the passage of play again, the going has been tough, losing 3 more.
महारथी जी, फैंटेसी अखाड़ा में
Lost 3 wickets in that middle over slot. And this is what happened in the last over. Wanted to hit big, went the wrong way. If he had tried to hit this one over long off, he may have connected in a better manner. And correction, good catch by Chirag Sisodia. I said Sony, so my apologies. But good work by the fielder once again. It's a very spirited effort from the Halar heroes.
Wonderful ball holding its line on this occasion. Credit has to be given to the skipper as well, Arpat Vasavda. Winning the toss, deciding to bowl first, getting his bowlers into action and backed by some very good fielding as well, Sabah.
Much better intensity shown by Halar heroes. Led in an exemplary manner by Arpit Vasavda. And today would be eager to get some runs on board for his side. In the last game, he was out in an unfortunate manner. Led the side well. There's a strong energy shown on the field. Rotated his bowlers also quite well, Mikhail.
Driven towards mid-off, another dot ball. That's been the problem for them. Too many dot deliveries this afternoon. They've been unable to find the gaps. And it's the bowling that has been very disciplined. And the spark and intensity in the field, those diving saves, catches being taken. Halar heroes at the moment are playing like superheroes in the Saurashtra cricket stadium, may I add. Towards mid-wicket, they're looking for the second one. One for the arm, decides to go against it.
Difficult scenario for Royals. Where do they go from here? 5 back in the pavilion with Gusai and Bhoot at this stage. Bhoot is a left-arm spinner, more known for his left-arm spinning abilities than his batting. They have Gusai, a young batter. The problem with them is that they have lost wickets at quick intervals.
Zalawad Royals being tested with their depth, Sabah.
Absolutely, Mikhail. It happened in the last game also. They lost far too many wickets in the last 4 overs. He's played quite well, played neatly, and he finds the gap. Finally, after a long time, a boundary comes their way.
Just a rare blemish here, but otherwise very well executed. Short and wide, using the pace wide of the fielder at backward point. And once he got past him, that was always going to be 4 against the run of play. We've hardly seen any 4s this afternoon. And this should really help ease the nerves as well. They need to break the shackles. They need to get going. Playing with soft hands. 4 followed by a single to end the over. So some runs coming Zalawad Royals' way. 13 gone. It's 67 for 5. 42 deliveries left here for Zalawad Royals. 5 wickets in hand. They'll be looking at something in excess of 110, 120 to bring in some respectability. But who's the star for them in the batting department? That's the big question. At the moment, we've seen stars emerging with every new bowler coming for Halar Heroes. Trying to manufacture a short lead. Again, look at that fielding effort. And look at that for commitment. And that's been the high point. Well, just the right time to go down by the sidelines. We have Medona with a special guest.
In conversation with Prasham Rajdev. Prasham, you started off quite well, hit few fours, but what do you think went wrong?
I'm a bit disappointed with my score, you know. I just hit the wrong shot and I got out. If I would be there, I would have helped my team to score long.
I'm sure you would. Is it a difficult wicket to play on?
No, it's not a difficult wicket to play on. Just, you know, we are picking the wrong balls and hitting them for wrong shots.
And what do you think would be a safe score to win today's match?
Seeing the situation, I think 130 plus 140 is a good score. We can fight on because we have a good bowling lineup here.
All right, thank you so much for chatting up with us. All the very best. Over to the commentators.
Thank you, Medona. 130, 140 is what they're eyeing at the moment. Zalawad Royals. Another very nice delivery, ambitious appeal.
Impact quite outside the off stump. The straighter delivery which is posing problem for most of the batters here. And on a wicket like this, to get any amount of turn is not so easy. And that kind of action Karam Chandani has, you possibly can't see too much of spin also. He does not try and spin the ball so much, it's more of a straightish delivery.
It's been a day that's had too many singles. We'll take a look at this bowling performance once again. Just get the impression of pitching impact way outside the off. And was pitching as well, fair indication. This time the conventional off break. Sabha need to take into the account as well the size of the boundary. It's not a regulation 55-60. It looks much more bigger than that.
Yeah, the offside boundary batting from the Parimatch news end is shorter compared to the other side. So if you want to hit on the onside from the other end, that would be a safer option. After 14, it's 75 for 5.
चांस है
अब सुनो, हम आपको जाने देंगे। इतना सिखा दीजिए कि हम फौरन कैसे जाएंगे। फैंटेसी स्पोर्ट्स का असली अखाड़ा।
इस गेम में वित्तीय जोखिम के तत्व हैं और इसके
Very fine bowling effort. Look nowhere but the economy column. 6.5, 2.5, 2.5, 5.25, 6.33, and that tells you the story, the picture of how the first 14 overs have panned out. They've just tightened the proceedings and stifled the run scoring as well. Everyone has stood up for the captain after Arpit Vasavda won the toss and decided to field first. Jadeja, very good with his left arm orthodox. Towards long gone for a single, they're eyeing the second run.
Gosai needs to play a crucial role. He needs to bat deep, take it to the 19th over, 20th over, remain there, look at getting about 7-8 runs per over, pick up a boundary each over. That should be the intention here. You need to have some kind of a plan conceived in your mind, and the plan cannot be in isolation. You have to work together with your partner, and that is the only way you can take this innings forward. Get to a score about 110, 120. You can still fight with that kind of a score. Pick up early wickets in the power play. You never know. It is such a strange game.
Another single. But what's really stood out this afternoon has been the spark in the field. The saves, the slides, the dives. Look at that for commitment. They have given everything they've had. Halar heroes are showing why they are contenders. This for a catch as well of his own bowling there, Karamchandani.
And this in a blazing afternoon. So well done, the Halar heroes. They've shown better commitment. That's the kind of work which you also do, isn't it? The only difference is that we are in the cool confines of an air-conditioned comm box.
But I remember you coming to the comm box after the pitch report and that reaction of yours said it all, Saba.
This is a good effort by Karamchandani. That's the first wicket he took. That's another superb effort. So either it is in the infield or even beyond this 30-yard circle in the outfield, they've given the best, the Halar heroes.
Fielders have backed the bowlers. That's so very important. Tossed up, oh, that almost brushed off stump as well. Very lucky. In the meanwhile, there's an appeal as well for a stumping that's been referred upstairs. Dramatic scenes over here at the moment. But how good was Jadeja?
Jadeja, as well as the wicket-keeper Snell Patel, has been fabulous behind the stumps. Excellent footwork to the pace bowlers. If this is a legal delivery, we will check. I think it is fine. It is a valid delivery. Now take it forward. Wait for the third umpire's decision. The right-hand batter goes for the slog sweep. Snell Patel dislodges the bails, but the batsman's foot, I think, is behind the crease. It should be safe for them.
A very good piece of glove work behind the stumps, may I add, and who better to take us through all of it, Sabah Kareem. But this angle does it suggest that that toe was on the line?
It's behind the line. I think it's safe. And we're waiting for the decision. And not out, and rightfully so. But good intention to hit in that area, and we mentioned that in the last over. That's the smaller part of the boundary. If you have the slog sweep, that's the area to go for.
This time he goes for the reverse sweep. Maximum risk, minimum runs on this occasion. Another very fine over by Jadeja. 15 gone, it's 79 for 5.
Not a happy day for the Zalawad Royals. Of course, they weren't too happy at losing the toss either. Michelle dangerous shot for only one. And when Gajjar and Bhoot come back for their team to bowl, they won't have much of a total, because now only after the next ball, 3 overs left. 19 deliveries at this point in time, but not with such a dab to short third. 17 gone, 92 for 6. Was 14 runs. He'll be a little upset he was not among the wickets. Just about every other bowler has been. So 3 overs left, 18 deliveries. Potentially they could get maybe 25-30, but they need the big hitters, because Gajjar and Bhoot are just about being able to push it round. Oh, got a touch lucky there. Don't think he was planning to go that fine, but they will take the boundary.
As I said, they were looking to play Dharmendra Jadeja, and now see from the ball 1, look at their approach. They want to go after Sunil Yadav. They are trying to create something now. They know they have played a lot of dot balls. They're trying to capitalize now, and I think this is the situation where they should not be thinking about a great total, but some total which they can fight for.
The previous delivery. Bhoot tried to rush, then got and said, well, that's not for the big hit. So then just about got a little shoulder of the bat, or raced to the third man boundary. Very fine for a 4.
It's a great example. A guy who bowled really well, 4 overs, 14 runs, tight 4 overs, and a guy, Sunil Yadav, who has been struggling to get his length, got a wicket. Sometimes it happens. That's the beauty of the sport.
Well, even the leg before that Yadav got was a shade fortunate, I have to admit. But you're right, he's been outside off to the right-handers very often. But here, like I said, doesn't look like the Gajjar Bhoot pair has a big 6 in them. So I don't know. I mean, I mean no disrespect, but their team might be better served to get a big, fast-bowling, long-handled batsman in the crease right now.
Maybe someone like Suresh Tamil or Aditya Jadeja, someone. But now, I think Samar and Bhoot, they have to rotate the strike and make sure they don't let the bowler bowl too many dot deliveries, because now they're just maybe a couple of overs left for them.
It's not their strong suit, big hitting, but they must not give any more dot balls over, because that will serve no purpose at all. As long as they're getting at least a single, okay for their team. But really, some big hitting tailenders are needed right now for the Zalawad Royals.
It's a short end, especially for the left-hander and leg spinner bowling. Can take a chance, but end of the over, 99 for 6.
Look at the standings, still early days, mind you. This is only match number 4, but the team in trouble, Zalawad Royals, have lost a match so far. And if they get anywhere near 120, I think that the Halar Heroes will easily get past that. Of course, it's a new pitch, we don't know yet. Gladiators also 1 from 1. So Lions had a poor match to begin with, and so too the Kutch Warriors.
And Zalawad Warriors have a lot of thinking to do. First game they played Zalawad Royals, beg your pardon, have to do a lot of thinking because the way they started, they look quite different from how it was for them, because T20 cricket is all about the momentum, and they had the momentum. Now last game, this game, it looks like they have just derailed a bit.
He does bend his back. Vora once again got plenty of lift off the pitch. 1 wicket, 5 runs from his 2 overs so far. So he's had one new pitch, can't get the runs, captain out early, nothing going right for them.
And maybe
that's the way to do it. Big swing. He does get the outside edge, but well over point. Welcome boundary.
maybe Suresh is also getting ready, because now, as we were talking, this is what is needed. You need few more of these boundaries, or maybe sixes, to make sure that your team reaches a score where you can at least fight back.
Well, Suresh Thamel in the dugout must be saying, let me in. I can hit the big ones. Of course, it's hit and miss. But that was a good slash by Gajjar. More of that for the Zalawad Royals. Comes round the wicket now. Vora. Once again, same shot and same result. Well done. Back-to-back fours. Good spell here. Late in the innings for Zalawad Royals.
Yes, it was little late, but still they have got few deliveries now, and I'm really enjoying the way Samar Gajjar has been getting those boundaries. He's now slowly trying to take on the bowler. I think Halar Heroes, one of the best bowlers, who kept things tight, but Samar had something else for him.
Oh, straight back at the bowler. I hope he's okay. He was struck pretty hard. And Vora, I think, tough guy that he is, seems to have shaken off that immediately. Not the boot, so the umpire also checking. Are you okay? Yeah, the inside of the right boot. Oh, could have been dangerous. And the umpire too. Good athleticism.
I tell you, fast bowlers, they have a tough life. They have to deal with a lot of injuries, and then these kind of situations where before they could react, the ball hits their shoes, maybe their fingers. It's always tough. That's a great shot.
Hoop swings freely. Wow. So that's the third boundary in this over. And where was this aggression earlier on? Good to see that, though.
I think they've decided they are going big, and they're going aggressively. This is Parimatch news, cheerful moment for the batting team.
Yeah, I think Vora just trying to scare these two batsmen by bowling short, but they are up to it. Big gap there between mid-wicket and long on, and Booth finds it. Now, is this ball going to be further up? Because I don't think they have the strength to clear the long boundary straight behind the bowler. Slower one.
Very cleverly they have been making this small partnership very unique. End of the over, 115 for 6.
जाने का भी चांस है।
अब सुनो, हम आपको जाने देंगे। इतना सिखा दीजिए कि हम फौरन कैसे जाएंगे।
फैंटेसी स्पोर्ट्स का
असली अखाड़ा।
इस गेम में वित्तीय जोखिम के तत्व हैं और इसकी लत लग सकती है।
As well, those two are big guys. They won't have much time, of course, as Pranav Nanda comes to bowl the last over. 1 for 13 from his two.
I think both the batsmen have been very, very smart. They picked the shorter side, and they were targeting Vora there. And I expect the same against Nanda. For the left-hander on the onside, it's a shorter boundary.
Yeah, I think if there's short slightly wide, he'll slash again. Goes straight over, and that'll go to long off. No, just over long off as well. I'll have to take my words back. I didn't think they had the strength to hit a six. He just did. Gajjar, fabulous.
White ball cricket, T20 format, always surprises you. That's a great shot. But if you look at the fielder, the Dharmendra Jadeja, experienced guy, who's too far in. Had he been on the lines, you never know.
Nice catch by one of the outside the fence staff. Oh, well done indeed. He might have left that, gotten a wide, but got some bat to it over the keeper. No one there. Very clever shot. A 6 and a 4. What a wonderful finish in store for the Zalawad Royals. Of course, they're still well short of what we thought would be par, around 150, 160.
I think he was trying to bluff the batsman, but when you're bowling the death overs, you have to be very clear. Maybe you can have a third man. Maybe you can have a third man back and bowl wider Yorkers, or maybe bowl on the offside, the bigger boundary, where the batsman at least is trying to take a chance and you have a upper hand, because on the shorter side you're under pressure, you can't bowl there. So maybe you can bowl just across the line and just bowl outside off stump.
Well, he did get a chat. The skipper Arpit came, had a chat with Nanda. What's to follow? Swings again. Won't go for a boundary, but they will take two. So continues to be a good over for the Zalawad Royals.
I think they're quite comfortable going after the bowler, Samar and Bhutt. But as a bowler, it's very important what you're planning. He's got shot third and point up. Nobody's there. So he won't be able to bowl those wide Yorkers, because that's where, as a batsman, you don't have too much strength. You can't generate too much power there.
Definitely trying to keep it outside off, but overplaying his cards, the bowler. And what a fine knock eventually it's turned out to be for Samar Gajjar. 24 from 11, well over 200 strike rate for this youngster. He would have enjoyed himself, and Arpit Asawara looking, well, not worried that he'll be a little upset that they've bled a few runs in the final couple of overs. You're talking about the two men outside off behind square. They're inside the circle, so a slash there could fetch a boundary. Goes over, but that'll go to mid-wicket. Easy catch. Well done, Gajjar. Good knock for his team, but didn't have the power to clear the short side mid-wicket boundary.
I think wearing the pace was very important. Maybe that's the reason, as you mentioned, Captain Arpit walking to his bowler and telling him, try and vary the pace. Maybe umpire is checking the no ball. Oh yes, it looks like a no ball.
Nanda, what have you done? So much hard work, get clattered around all over the place, and now a no ball. We think, of course, it's the third umpire's decision, but surely that's a no ball, and Gajjar will survive.
Oh yes, Gajjar has got one more chance. He's batting beautifully, and it is a no ball.
So not only does Gajjar survive, but a free hit now. So what's to follow? Where does he bowl? Of course, maybe full outside off. That's no ball again. And that Hoik went straight to hand at mid-wicket.
Because the batsmen were running, he can have a chance of changing his field. And that's what I'm sure Arpit must be speaking to his bowler. Maybe he can have a... Oh, it's a right-hander on strike now. So there will be some change in the field. And mind you, as a bowler, you should always plan and look at the dimension of the ground. At times it can be one side be shorter, the other side can be longer. So it really helps you to plan better.
Well, I've no doubt that Booth is going to shut his eyes and swing big. Free hit. He does, up in the air, can't get out, but it might take two here. Yes, they do. Bonus runs, one for the no ball, two now for the free hit. He'd be disappointed he couldn't get it over the boundary line. Caught the top edge there, Booth.
Bowled really well here, Nanda. That could have been a great wicket, but that's what happens under pressure. You tend to make few mistakes which later on can affect the course of the game.
You know, while Madonna was talking to her special guest, there was some talk of 130. At that point we said 130, forget it. But here they are, 132, 2 balls to go. Might even get near 140. If Booth swings, gets an outside edge, who knows? Yeah, got plenty of bat behind it, but straight to the fielder.
Yes, you can see the disappointment. Booth was clearly disappointed. He knew, he was anticipating that ball exactly where the bowler bowled, but he missed out on that. And the last delivery, Samar is going to face. Let's see what he does. He will be targeting the smaller side. That's what my feeling is.
Perhaps, but if Nanda bowls outside off, he loves the slash, got 2 boundaries there earlier on. The 2 men behind square on the off are in the circle. Straight behind the bowler. Didn't quite get hold of it. They take the 1. They will run for the 2. The non-striker will certainly make it. And so does Gujjar. A good finish for the Zalawad Royals. The skipper out early today, Sheldon Jackson. But he'll be fairly pleased that his bowlers will have 135 to bowl at.
It's a decent score. At least they can give a fight. Maybe Sheldon Jackson and his bowling unit, they have to bowl their heart out, and while fielding you have to pick those 50-50 chances to create something special. But if you look at the overall picture, if you want to look, it's Halar Heroes who have dominated, and they'll be very pleased with the score. They have restricted the Zalawad Royals.
Arpit Vasavada getting his troops around in a huddle, saying, listen, we got 197 the first time around, surely we can get this 136 for a win. So wonderful rearguard action by Gosai, Booth and Gujjar. Bowlers, Booth and Gujjar, and of course Tamil Makwana, Jadeja we didn't quite see, but they will come back and have something to bowl at. Earlier Rajdev began well, but thereafter not much at all, and it's very disappointing for Zalawad Royals to finish with just 135. It was a new pitch. I didn't quite know how hard to go. Only 4 extras, so the bowling was pretty tight.
And when we talk about the partnership, Rajdev and Goel played well. They had small partnership, but what the biggest impact that was created was Samar and Booth. In the end, they got 48 runs and just 26 deliveries. I think that has slowly helped Zalawad Royals to at least fight for. And when you talk about the bowling unit, I think Halar Heroes will be very happy. Kunal got 2 wickets, just gave 19 runs. And if you look at Dharmendra Jadeja, he has been economical and just kept things tight. But other than that, the entire bowling unit has been very disciplined.
Jadeja, their best bowler, wicketless, with the rest wicket apiece. And Madonna is down at the ground with another guest.
After the first innings, the Royals were contained to 135 by the Heroes. In conversation with one such hero, Kunal Karamchandani. Well, your performance, 3 overs, 6.33 economy and 2 wickets. Are you happy with your performance?
Yeah, definitely, because at the situation when I came to bowl, I think it was very important for me to take wickets, because if I take wickets, then there were chances that they might be contained to a very low total.
And how is the pitch for spinners?
I think it is quite slow, but I don't think it is going to be that trouble to bat on, because we saw that ball was coming nicely to the bat.
Is it really very hot out there?
Yeah, definitely, it is really very hot here.
But do you think your team will be able to chase down that score?
Yeah, I think definitely we'll play on our strengths, not to think too much about the target. We'll just do the work which is in our hands. That's it.
All right, thank you very much. All the very best for the chase. Over to the commentators.
Thank you, Madonna. You're looking cool, not so hot after all. But when they come back, the Halar heroes have got 197, the new record here in the SPL in their first match. Will this time need to score only 137 to get their second win in 2 matches. The chase after the break.
कितने पैसे चाहिए? पैसा नहीं, इज्जत। मोहल्ले के चिरकुट लौंडे हरा रहे हैं फैंटेसी स्पोर्ट्स में। आप एक्सपर्ट हो, सिखाओ। सिखाऊंगा तो जाने दोगे? हाँ।
फैंटेसी स्पोर्ट्स का असली अखाड़ा। इस गेम में वित्तीय जोखिम के तत्व हैं और इसकी लत लग सकती है। कृपया जिम्मेदारी से और अपने जोखिम पर खेलें।
Season 2, match number 4. Just a little look at the.
कितने पैसे चाहिए?
Delighted to be joined once again by Saba Karim. What are your thoughts on that first innings?
Late flourish by the lower order batters from the Royals. A good effort from the bowling side, the bowling unit, the fielding unit, they all worked together. There was struggle from the top order batter. They lost some wickets in quick succession. But eventually,
I'm sure you
it was left to the lower order batters to put up a reasonable score. And it felt at that stage, the bowling and the fielding unit did feel the pressure. It was good effort. They have put up some score here, a reasonable score, and they can fight tooth and nail to register a win here, the Royals.
Yeah, talking about that effort of getting some kind of score. It was the last 2 overs, in fact. We're seeing the striking here Kejar and Boot were the main purveyors. They managed to take 36 off the last 2 overs. Kejar with 27 off 13, Boot with 28 off 23. And they did terrifically well to get some kind of total here. Sheldon Jackson, the skipper, has got something to work with. 135, the lowest score defended. Having a look at the pitch, undertaking a little gentle roll. The lowest score defended in the 2 competitions, or the 2 series we've had so far, is 147. So they'd have to make history here if they were to defend that total.
And they're up against a very strong batting unit of the Halar Heroes. 136 is the target here set by the Zalawad Royals. Their innings never got that pace, never progressed in a proper manner. They lost wickets in the power play, and then the big gun was Sheldon Jackson. The others also struggled. It was left to the lower end batters to put up some score on board, and they've done that. On their own, they've been able to put some score.
का भी चांस है।
अब सुनो, हम आपको जाने देंगे। इतना सिखा दीजिए कि हम फौरन कैसे जाएंगे। फैंटेसी स्पोर्ट्स का असली अखाड़ा।
इस गेम में वित्तीय जोखिम के तत्व हैं और इसकी लत लग सकती है।
And try and apply some more pressure on the Halar Heroes batters.
The 2 umpires out on the field of play. Bavash Patel, Shakasina Jadeja. Sheldon Jackson just leading out these charges. The Zalawad Royals are going to have to, well, they're going to have to bowl tooth and nail, you feel, and feel tooth and nail to defend this total. It's a fresh pitch, and certainly the pacemen, among others, certainly enjoyed the surface.
Should have eased out by now, the surface. They have a very strong batting lineup, and they need a good start to get to the target of 136.
It's one crumb of comfort that the Zalawad Royals can take is that our heroes have never actually chased in the competition. All their wins have come batting first. The 3 wins, 2 wins in the last campaign, and the first.
जाने का भी चांस है।
अब सुनो, हम आप
Across season 1 in 2019 and this series here in 22. And Sakiria is down below us. Chetan Sakiria, who thus far hasn't got a wicket in this, just got the 1 wicket, sorry, in the 2 games so far. 12, of course, leading wicket taker in the first campaign. The requirement is 135 of 120. Those will be the runs required.
Hasn't had a good start so far in this tournament, Chetan Sakaria, but this is the day he has to play a big role. The lone player with some international experience.
मारुति जी, फैंटेसी अखाड़ा में विदेश जाने
Sakaria, which means they try and bring the ball in. He's got a fielder
Sisodia 3 not out. Snell Patel on. Well, yet to get off the mark, yet to face delivery actually. Sisodia has been hogging the strike somewhat. But of course these two put on that extraordinary partnership of 157, which was the mainstay of that total of 197 they put together. Snell Patel's part was impressive as well. 81 off 50 balls, and Tamil will be the bowler entrusted up from the Suresh Tamil. Right arm medium fast, economy of 6.67, need that today, best of 2 for 26.
The two new ball bowlers for the Royals is Tamil from this end, loud appeal, and yes, came inside, played the wrong line, played across the pads, and the umpire's finger go up.
Well, I have to say at first glance I thought that might be slipping down, and I'm not sure Sisodia was particularly happy. We'll have another little look here. Oh, it's hit him flush, but you do feel that might be missing another, well, not necessarily another set, but certainly one down the leg side. But up goes the finger. Great start.
Tough on Sisodia. It seemed that the angle may have taken the ball down the leg side. Nonetheless, the umpire thinks that it will hit the stumps, and that is why Sisodia will have to go back to the pavilion, gone for 3. It's 3 for 1, the Halar Heroes.
The perfect start, just 3 coming from the first over, and already a wicket for Tamil with his first ball. LBW as well. Kishan Parmar, right-handed bats, next man in. Strike rate of 103.95, best of 33. Something like that would be useful today.
Interesting decision by the captain not to come out to bat. Arpit Vasavada is a left-hand batter. I was expecting him to come out so that you can have that left-hand, right-hand combination. But out comes Parmar, another right-hand batter. This is a good start by the Royals. They've picked up the first wicket, that also of Sisodia. Was a good batter. He put some runs on board for his side in the last game.
Wide the off stump and shaping back in, and a bit of a messy bit of work by the captain behind the stumps, and they get through for a bye.
Sisodia was the batter to go out. It's Tamil who's picked up that wicket for his side. Look at the angle, kind of wide off the crease, delivers it into the right-hand batter. It seemed as if it was drifting down the leg side, but the umpire had a different impression altogether. Up goes the finger, and it is a delighted Royal side at this stage.
Yes, he's getting extravagant shape, which might suggest that might have crept down, but that's all history. Look in the book. Wicket sat there. There's a wicket to Tamil. Yet to concede thus far. And a big in-swinging delivery. Back of the length on that occasion, and nothing that Patel can do to try and flick that one away.
It was a good day behind the stumps, Snell Patel. In the last game that Halar Heroes won, he scored a brisk 50. In fact, the fastest in both the seasons of the Saurashtra Premier League. Snell Patel, right-hand bat, plays for Saurashtra, for white ball as well as red ball cricket, has loads of experience.
A good cricketer, 81 coming off 50 deliveries. Big swing again. All he can do is push it out on the offside, and they nurdle another single.
And this is what happened in the first game. Good use of the pace of the wicket. He plays that shot quite well. Equally adept to play such kind of shots against spinners. Plays it late. Swept well in the last outing. And the clock sweep. The cover drive. He can play on both sides of the wicket.
Yeah, very compact player. Very beautifully in that innings. Looking to drive down the ground. Goes Palmer. Oh, a horrible bit of a misfield. Now a run away. Oh, that's a horrible bit of work. You don't need that when you've only got 135 on the board.
They cannot afford to do this. Well, inside the circle, and who's the fielder there? Sakaria, the only one with an international experience, gets into that defensive kind of a shape to collect that ball, but eyes not on the ball, and that is why there is a misfield from Sakaria.
Yeah, rotten bit of work, really. It's supposed to be the long barrier. Not much of a barrier on that occasion. Cut. Backward point does well, sprawling away to his left-hand side, no single there. End of the over, 2 gone, 9 for 1. Yesterday, where he just bowled one in the power play. He's going to bowl a couple. Here's Sakaria. Just conceding the 3 runs in that first over. Very tidy stuff.
How do they take it forward, the Royals here? Attack and attack. And that's the best way to try and win this game. It's a sedate start from the Halar Heroes. They need to apply pressure, bowl more dot deliveries, try and get one more wicket.
Running that through to slip, and oh dear, it's an involuntary shot and it runs straight to slip. Oh, that's another very soft wicket indeed. Patel to go on this occasion after the heroics yesterday, and they lose their second.
What a break here for Sakaria and the Royals, just trying to guide it in that third man area, towards that third man area. Didn't realize there is a fielder position there, wasn't able to keep it down. Simple catch to the fielder, and the second wicket is gone. They are under pressure, the Halar Heroes, and it's Snell Patel, the man in form. He goes for 1. The Heroes are 9 for 2.
Well, there's a crisis. Now comes the captain, Harpit Vasaveda. 141 runs in the competition, 150, decent strike rate as well. And this is why he's here. Well, it's almost an involuntary shot. It's like catching practice in the morning, isn't it? Just touching it behind. It's a horrible, horrible way to go.
It has paid dividends. Sheldon Jackson to get Sakaria to bowl the second over in the spell. And he's picked up the all-important wicket of Snell Patel. The viewers remember that it's Snell Patel who posted such a wonderful score in the last game along with Sisodia. So the 2 in-form batters for the Heroes are back in the hut. Immense pressure now on the captain Vasavada and Parmar and the rest of the squad.
Yes, indeed. 157 runs are effectively back in the shed. Now got a slip. A sort of third slip slash gully, an advanced position and a backward point as well. Going past the outside edge. Nice change up from Zakaria.
And a strong comeback from Zakaria. In the last two outings, he hasn't been at his best. But now when the team needs him to fire, he has done that. Excellent delivery, first up to Vasavadam, leaving the left-hander with lots of doubts in his mind. And that is why he's got those fielders in an attacking position in the slip cordon. He's got, in fact, 2 points. One is a straightish point, another one is a backward point. There you see kind of a second slip and between a third and a fourth slip.
Edged and gone, going straight to first slip. The plan works. Oh, Zakaria's on fire. He picks up his second in the over. All sorts of bother now.
But the captain is not walking. He waits for the umpire's decision. Was that catch taken cleanly or not in the slip cordon in the first to the second slip? Umpires are consulting each other. We'll wait for the umpire's decision. What is the soft dismissal? What is the soft decision from here? It goes to the third umpire, the TV umpire. And the soft decision is not out.
Well, we'll have to see. I'll get a little look at the pictures in a second. I must admit at first glance that looked good to me. And there's always a problem, isn't it? Always a problem with the shortness of the frame. This is very tricky here. We'll have a good look at the no ball first of all. Nothing wrong with that. So we move through to the next sequence.
It is a fair delivery. Really can't say from here. It's up to the third umpire now. Can you make something out from here, Johnny?
Well, the big problem, of course, as far as the fielding side are concerned, is the soft dismissal is not out, or the soft signal. Oh, it's tough to... I think he's got the fingers underneath that, hasn't he? But then again, looks good to me. The fingers are underneath the ball. That's good to me. But the problem is the umpires have given this as a soft single, not out. That's the biggest problem for the fielding side.
It also means that the third umpire needs a conclusive evidence to overrule the on-field umpire. From this angle, it seems as if the fingers are under the ball. And you have sharper eyes than mine, Johnny. So take a call, come on.
Well, I think that's out. Yeah, absolutely. A few fingers going up at the back of the box. I'm having that as well. No real grass involved, but the decision rests with the third umpire. Commentary box thinks it's out. That's where the experts are, of course. Oh, he is out. There we go. And it was a good catch, and it's a terrific over thus far.
And many congratulations to the commentators also. Very seldom we get it right. But this time, absolutely correct decision taken by the umpire. And the third umpire is ruled out. The captain, Arpit Vasavada, he goes back for a duck. Oh, they are in rich form. Oh dear, they are in trouble, the Halar heroes. 9 for 3.
Well, real trouble for the Halar heroes. Kunal Kamachandi is the next man in. And boy, has he got a job to do.
So I can hear myself repeating it time and again, that if you have momentum on your side, you can do wonders. And we saw that in the batting exploit of the two lower order batters from the Royals, Samar Gujar and Bhoot, both left arm spinner, but one right hand batter, Bhoot, and the other left hand batter, Samar Gujar. I was chatting with their coach and he says no one has seen Samar Gujar. He's come from club cricket and they picked him in the draft, and there he is. He's performed quite well for his side. So momentum has helped the Royals to pick up these early wickets.
Short, outside edge, will that be out? It will. 3 in the over. Fantastic stuff from the young left armour. Superstar, another grab in the slips. And well, the 4th goes.
What a spell from Sakarya. He got rid of the captain, Arpit Vasavadai. In comes the new batter, first delivery, dug it in, surprised the right-hand batter. He was in no position to play that one. An awkward delivery from him. It had pace and bounce. It balloons in the air, and the slip fielder in the cordon was waiting for this. An easy catch taken, and Sakarya, he exults. There is so much of happiness going around. 4th wicket gone. Karamchani out the first ball he faced. It's 9 for 4.
Well, 3 wickets in the space of 4 deliveries, and he's on a hat-trick. What an over this is. The 3rd of the piece. Just the 1 wicket in the campaign so far. 12, of course, in the 2019 edition, but he really is one of the rising stars in Indian cricket. Made his international debut back in 2021, both in ODIs and in T20s, and he's showing his international class here.
3 wickets in this brief spell from Sakarya. It is Dharmender Singh Jadeja who comes out to bat. Was he expecting to come into bat so early? Not at all. Good work by the left arm seamer, but backed up very well by the captain, Sheldon Jackson. Set an attacking field, and Sakarya has delivered. This is what is expected from him. A star performer from Saurashtra. And they needed him to fire, the Royals. He has done that.
2 slips, Gully, backward point, hat-trick ball incoming. Oh, and it's defended. Defended very nicely by Jadeja in the end. The high drama stops for just a second.
To the Halar heroes, they have never won while chasing, isn't it, Johnny? And one can see here this similar kind of pattern unfolding in front of our eyes. In the first game, they didn't manage to post a big score. But today, while chasing a paltry score of 137, they have struggled.
Punched off the back foot, only as far as backward point, and that brings to an end a truly fantastic over. 3 wickets coming from it. No, triple wicket maiden, in fact. 9 for 4, and 3 overs gone. Looking at that Halar Heroes card, a couple more numbers, and you get my mobile number, don't you? It is literally just telephone number, single digits all the way down, 2 blobs as well in there. Sakarya, well, he's wrecked a mock. He really has bowled absolutely superbly. 3 wickets in that previous over.
Halar heroes have left the door open and they left it ajar. And that all happened because the two main run getters in the last game, Sisodia and Snell Patel, they went cheaply. Vasavada was talking about him coming in at number 3. He kept himself back, eventually came out to bat, and then he succumbed in the second over from Sakarya.
Chopped off the back foot by Palmer. Down through third man, it'll just be a single. This has been a brilliant display. Just looking at the wickets there is the LBW. A little tight perhaps, but up goes the finger. And then it's this brilliant over. It really is by Sakarya. That was the slightly contested one at first slip. That was a brute of a delivery, it really was. Nothing you could really do about that. Fantastic stuff.
Planned the over so well, Sakarya. He knew where to bowl to Vasavada, and the new man comes in, bowled a short delivery, a surprise weapon utilized so well by the left arm seamer. And all his wickets and the field placement is so well planned and so well implemented in the end.
Jadeja with a job to do. He's chewed up a couple of dots so far. Down the leg side and clipped away. Man back there, just the one bounce. And there'll be another single. Can so easily have flicked it straight to him. Lucky on that occasion, Halar heroes.
There's the left arm seamer, Jadeja, who has to back the two new ball bowlers, Tamil and Sakarya. Not the wrong line, played it uppishly, Dharmendra Singh Jadeja. He can bat. He's a good all-rounder, Jadeja. They need to build partnerships here.
They're the next three batsmen on the card. Johan Jadeja and Vora. Tend to find if you scrape away at the top of the order. Not too on the onside. There's not a great deal left after it. And we've seen that again here. A real rebuilding job to be done.
Soak in the pressure. Keep the scoreboard ticking by taking singles and if required doubles. Wait for the odd loose deliveries to come your way. I'm sure Sheldon will get to Sakarya to bowl third over in his spell. He will look to get wickets, try and play that over without taking too many risks.
Yeah, I think that would be a very good play indeed. The game is right here to be won. A couple more wickets and you feel that would be done and dusted and no way back at all for the heroes. Shot from Jadeja. Just about gets it up and over the infield. There's a man out there on the ropes, so they'll get back for a couple.
Living dangerously to some extent. Wanted to play that drive, didn't connect it properly. And this is the partnership we're talking about between Samar Gujar and Bhoot. Both left arm spinners. And they batted with so much of flourish and a lot of confidence. And there's this kind of impetus which was needed from Royals. It was provided by both of them. Improvisation at its best from Samar Gujar. And this is the momentum I was talking about. They've carried that on the field while bowling as well.
Yeah, the partnership worth 46, and 36 of which came off the final 2 overs. Just to push into the offside. Nice stuff at extra cover. Won't pierce the infield on that occasion.
Things look quite rosy for the Royals at this stage. They're on top of the game. Double H are struggling 14 for 4, but things can change if one has the ability to understand the game and bat according to that. In Jadeja, they have the experience. Parmar needs to support him from the other end.
Jadeja drives and just over the top of first slip. That could have been another one. Very fortuitous. Jadeja just ruining his luck. End of the over, 18 for 4 after 4.
Zalawad Royals weren't going that well at this stage either, 18 for 2, but the real problem for the Halar Heroes, they've lost a little bit further into that top order. 18 for 4, chasing 1, 3, 4 for 6.
And we defined the start of Royals as said, this is terrible. I went for the wide drive, good effort, really jumped high, inches away from that outstretched left hand of the fielder at first slip. And Ansh Gosai is the fielder, has taken 2 wickets standing in that position.
Suresh Tamil back into the attack. It's got 1 for 5 already, of course, the first wicket in the piece, that LBW first up. Just working their way around the pads. They'll get through for a single.
Impressive field set here by the captain. Has set the field according to the strength of the bowler. Has kept first slip or the second slip right through the entire innings so far. For Sakaria, he had more fielders in that ring of slip fielders. There's no leeway here for the 2 batters in the middle.
Two slips and the backward point await. Bounce again. They'll get through for a little single. Bounce has ridden pretty well on that occasion. A nice bit of bowling again by Tamil, who's just maintaining that pressure.
It's a quick arm action, Tamil, and that is why he's able to get some bounce off the surface. Quite nippy. Gets the ball to come in. And is able to generate some bounce. It's adding to the problems of the batters here. Has picked up an important wicket of Sisodia. It's an all-out pace bowling attack so far from Sheldon Jackson's side.
And they're utilising conditions beautifully. Inside edge off the pad, another scrape single. Still a good bit of bowling though. Back of the length again.
Sensible cricket by both of them. And have a look at his run-up. Quite rhythmic. Gets into good position. And the final delivery stride angles it inside. It's kind of single-dimensional. You can get into positions to play this kind of a delivery. But right now, the pressure is immense on both the batters.
Bounce again. Plays it pretty well into that slip cordon. Almost tennis ball style from back of the length.
This is the bounce. Just creating issues here for Jadeja and for the right-hand batter also. So he's really bending his back, and this quick arm action is helping him to get this kind of bounce from the surface.
Chopped down through third man, and it does make it on that occasion. A little bit of width to play with, runs it down, and well, a very rare boundary in the piece.
Excellent shot making from Jadeja. A little bit of room, but he was waiting for a delivery like this. A little bit short, had the time and the correct intention to play a shot like this. Eludes the fielder at squarish sweeper cover. Much needed boundary for Halar Heroes.
Yeah, I think it's either the second or the third of this power play. Good shot on that occasion. A little bit of more width to play with. Down the track, swing and a miss. And end of the over. 25 for 4 after 5.
What an inspiring first 5 overs it's been by the Royals. And who would have thought the team that got 197 in that game of theirs are now finding 130 odd runs, a daunting target. And look at that worm. It's the fall of wickets that's creating that worm to dip as they look to go and overall 134 in the comp box in the company. Charushan.
Thank you, Mikhail, for making the journey. A long walk for you from Mumbai. I'm glad you're joining us. What a match, though. 21 for 2 were the Zalawad Royals at the end of 5, and these guys are 25 for 4. The Halar heroes. And I don't think the carnage has ended yet, but who could have imagined this kind of a match? Yes, we do have a new pitch, and that might have just dampened the spirit a bit, or let's just say the batsmen a little more apprehensive. But this has, by any standards, been a very poor chase by the team that got 197.
Oh yes, talk about the shot selection on this occasion. Absolutely no control. That's been the problem with the heroes. They've not been able to mix caution with aggression. And they've just let that initiative slip away. 25 for 4, 130 odd to get. And the Zalawad Royals have looked very impressive. Oh, goes big this time, goes high. Has he got the distance on this field? They're coming underneath. Will that be taken? Wonderful catch. He had to keep his eye on the ball. Chetan Sakaria, you can't keep him out of action. 3 wickets with the ball, and now with a very fine effort.
It truly was. He kept his eye on the ball, kept backpedaling. Plus, the batsman from Mar had not gotten hold of the ball, but that could easily have gotten away. It's a Parimatch news cheerful moment for the fielding side, and Sakaria, after letting a boundary through in the early part of this innings, has been magnificent. Magic. Here it is, bottom of the bat, high in the air. Parmar knew he was in trouble. Watch the eyes here. Full of focus, concentration, caught it at a wonderful, comfortable position near the chest. Takes a back roll for effect. And Mr. Jadeja here says, thank you very much. That's wicket number 5. The Halar heroes in deep trouble as Kishan Parmar goes. Rate 25 for 5.
The new man in, and he's in. That's because Kishan Parmar has just departed. Hard work to do here for the Halar heroes. Half the side in the dugout. You'll see some concerned faces, let me tell you. And all of a sudden, things are looking very good for Zalawad Royals. Look at that, the shot selection once again coming under question. Got the toe end of the bat, but it's the catch and the effort by Sakaria, getting them that 5th wicket. What an effort this time around. And Jadeja knows he's got his man. Very good performance so far by the Royals. They've been playing catch-up all through this match, and all of a sudden now they have their tails up.
No doubt on the driver's seat. And here again, the second slip. The pressure continues, put in by Sheldon Jackson as Jadeja races in.
Watchfully played towards third man. What should be the approach, Charu?
But just exactly what it has been. Sheldon Jackson was looking for wickets, and luckily for him, of course, the Sodia, well, that's a question of decision. The first wicket to fall, leg before. But then Saurashtra put in a fabulous spell. And the reason they got those wickets is because Sheldon Jackson, on view here, kept a very attacking field. Of course, you can only have two people outside, but the kind of infield that he had for Saurashtra was magnificent. 2 catches and slips. Well, actually, all 3. One was ballooned. And still, as you may see, the pressure continues with 2 slips, one slightly wide.
Very aggressive captaincy. Make that 2 slips, Charu.
Make that 3. There he is. What? I wonder where he was going. Yeah, okay, so for a hard slash, because last time it went over Gosai. That's the thought here.
As many as 6 fielders inside the circle on the off for the left-handed batter. Jadeja, and he bowls it into his pads, drifting down the leg on this occasion. Allowed appeal. He'll steal a single.
Sort of a double bluff, really. I think Jadeja got his line wrong. With so many people outside off, he really needed to have target the off stump, but he was drifting down. Ooh, that might have hurt. In fact, pretty close to leg stump, I must add.
Yes, indeed. He had a reason to give that allowed appeal and allowed shout. With umpire unmoved, but Jadeja is cranking up the pace at the moment. Buoyed by the wicket taken early in the over. Good catch by Saurashtra. And what a fine over it's been so far. A wicket.
Again, 2 slips. So he's got to ensure that he angles the ball away from the right-hander Yadav.
Fuller on this occasion, played towards mid-off. Look at that energy and spark. And all of a sudden you feel the body language has changed.
So glad to see that. Of course, the body language does change when you have 5 wickets of the opposition in very quick time. But just like the Halar heroes were brilliant in the field today, maybe just one misfield or so. Here too, Sheldon Jackson rallying his troops, and they have responded, not just with the wickets, but some smart fielding as well. That throw coming in sharp from mid-off, sensing that the batsman was way outside the crease. Jackson should be happy with what's happened so far. Quite miraculous, matter of fact.
When you're defending something close to 130, and if you're attacking in the 7th over, beg your pardon, 6th over, goes to show the mindset of the captain and the belief he has in his bowlers. Change of pace on this occasion. Very good change up. Jadeja has mixed it very well. And what an over it's been. 6 gone. End of the power play. 27 for 5. In those first 4 overs by Saurashtra and Tamil. 4 overs between them. They've given away only 15 runs and taken 4 wickets and broken the back of Halar heroes. And Jadeja as well, making it count with a wicket in the last over. So both teams have had a good outing in the first 6 overs of the power play.
They're saying 9's a lucky number. Certainly was for the Zalawad Royals. 2nd wicket 9, 3rd wicket 9, 4th wicket at 9. Brilliant. So now field changes, slightly spread because of the end of power play.
Goes for that big. He finds the boundary as well. He went for that big heave, but the placement on this occasion was very fine. Remember, it's the left-arm orthodox spinner coming into the left-handed batter.
Yeah, at this point of time, just like to remind those watching that it was Book who's bowling now, and Samar Gajjar, who had given that extra impetus to the Zalawad Royals innings, about 30 apiece towards the end. And how valuable are those runs going to be now? However, it's with the ball that they need to start. Booth here needs to just change it up a bit, angle as well as speed.
He nicely flicked off his pads towards the square leg region. This is very good cricket. He's got a boundary of the very first ball.
You know, I can't help but think that at 5 wickets down, if you had Sakarya and the ball is reasonably new still, either bowl out or at least get in a third over here, pick up another wicket or so, then you've really completely broken the back of their innings. So maybe Sheldon Jackson's just been a touch defensive here. I can't blame him. He's been very aggressive the first 6 overs. But another over here by Sakarya may have made the critical difference, because now, all of a sudden, with the spinners coming in, the pressure seems to have been released.
Change in the field. There's a short mid-wicket. You have a deep square leg, long leg in position as well. 3 fielders on the off inside the circle, 1 on the leg inside, rest spread out. Oh, he swept it. Has that gone fine enough? The fielder will have to give up the chase. The ball has enough legs to race to the boundary. Another boundary in this over, and this means that the runs have started coming thick and fast here for the Heroes, and the dugout says it all.
Well, Dharmendra Jadeja, what a fine player he is. Not only did he bowl well, didn't get any wickets for his effort today, but was very tight. And here he is scoring half his team's runs, having come in so late.
Yes, not an easy shot to play. Very well executed. So the intent and execution showing in the middle. Somebody will have to take charge, and Dharmendra Jadeja says it's time to step foot on accelerator. Too close to cut on this occasion.
Yeah, good comeback. Everything good about that delivery. A little bit of turn, bounce as well. Sheldon Jackson right behind it. 2 men behind square on the off. They probably come into play.
Again, very lucky on this occasion. Had he missed it, he would have been caught right in front.
Yeah, just a little agricultural, that sweep. But in the power play, that was the first wicket. Sisodia, he might consider himself a little unlucky. And Sakarya letting one go, but how well did he come back? Here's his first wicket, catching practice. That was a big wicket. Snell, and then the skipper going to a nice low catch at slip, which had to be referred. This one balloon. Sakarya 1 over, 3 wickets in a maiden.
Yes, and a few boundaries as well came by, just to take them out of trouble. Again, finds an outside edge in the gap. Will this be cut off? Not really. It goes for another 4. This has turned out to be a very expensive over. Both 3-4s conceded rather in this over. 14 coming off it, 7 gone. It's 41 for 5. Semino's gone half the side in the dugout. Halar Heroes have just found a very productive over, getting as many as 3-4s in the last over of theirs. It was Jadeja and Sunil Yadav now trying to take their team out of trouble in a precarious situation.
The Parimatch news. Saurashtra Premier League Season 2. And that's the cut, uppish. But that was a strange kind of chase where he went one side, then the other, and then finally the slide, but too late.
He gave everything Charvi had in that, to no avail.
There was zigzag, and Booth, of course, pretty annoyed. However, Mack comes on. Now, he bowled really well in their first match, particularly the off spinner.
This will be a very interesting passage of play, may I add. We saw it in the last innings as well. Sabha did mention in the pitch report, it's a true surface. Runs will come if you actually apply yourself. And we saw that with the bottom half of the Zalawad Royals.
Yes, they did. I was a little harsh saying they don't quite have the capacity to hit long. They did hit a couple of sixes, but they kept it sensible. Took lots of singles, gave very little dot balls away. And here too, the mantra is make sure you give the least number of dot balls. Pick up a single every once in a while. Lots of gaps in the field.
Absolutely. Partnership is the key. Quicker this time, flatter. The adopted strategy by most spinners in the T20 format. Keep it quick, flat.
Yeah, unless you know that the batsman can't hit you big, in which case you give it a bit of flight and have them caught in the deep. The boundaries are pretty big here, by the way, Mikhail. 70-75 yards. Of course, especially in the offside here, the lefty's batting. He's got shorter boundaries in his leg side, so he might want to go for a big slog sweep. He'll get away with it if he has the strength.
Jadeja holds the key. Oh, he's castled him this time, playing the wrong line and maybe the wrong length as well. He should have come forward to it. And Makwana strikes in its third delivery, and this is a big wicket.
Yes, it is. Jadeja batting on a fairly swift 21, gets bamboozled, comes round the wicket, changes the angle, does Mac, drifts in, and then just goes straight through. Now, too big a gate there for Dharmendra Jadeja, and Makwana celebrates. Well bowled indeed. That's wicket number 6, and more trouble now for the Halar heroes. As Jadeja goes for a reasonable knock, but it's 42 for 6 as we enjoy another Parimatch News cheerful moment. There he is, 21 from 16.
It's a daunting task that lies ahead for the Halar heroes. They need a hero tonight if they have to go across the line. Parth Chauhan makes his way to the middle. This after Dharmendra Jadeja departed after a well-made 16-ball 21. A lot of hard work to do.
Yeah, maybe too much. But what a clever ball by Makwana. It was the right arm off spinner's straighter one. Like you have a lefty orthodox coming round the wicket and you call it an armour. That was the right arm off spinner's armour. And Jadeja playing for the spin. Created a big gate, ball went through. Now Parth Chauhan comes in with a big reputation. Big strike rate, about 160 in the first season.
Again, quicker and flatter, but what's really nice to see is that Captain Jackson had the slip in place immediately for the new man in. And that's why he stood out. Just take a look at this wicket, quicker. And just went through him. Absolutely no position whatsoever. Much better on this occasion. He's off the mark. Parth Chauhan with a single towards sweeper cover.
Turning out to be another very good over for the very talented right arm off spinner Makwana, or Mac as he writes on his shirt. We were happy to give him man of the match, but it was 1 for 17, I think it was, from 4 overs in the first match. Bowled really well. They didn't have much to chase, these guys. It's about 130 and change, the Zalawad Royals, but they did it in style, and that low score was created by bowlers such as Mac.
Has he castled him? Yes, he has. Not really. That looks more like a bluff. For a moment, it looked like it got the wickets and the bails on the way, but another very fine over. Only 2 runs off it and a wicket, 8 gone. It's 43 for 6. Time to be in the dugout of Zalawad Royals at the moment. Everything going as planned. Take a look at the last delivery. For a moment it looked like it crashed into the off stump. Just missed everything. Playing across the line on this occasion.
He's got a very bottom hand kind of batting approach. Okay, their lead bowlers are back. Jadeja 1 for 10 from his 2. And I mentioned a short while back they should have got Sakaria. In any case, they took a wicket last over, so it's all right.
Punched off the back foot. Again, a very good fielding effort. Just like the way they've raised the standard in the middle. Talking about Aditya Singh Jadeja, he's generated a lot of pace. Prasham, the fielder covers there with that fielding effort. Prasham Rajdev. Just coming back to Jadeja as well. He's generated good pace. We saw the ball just picking up from awkward points.
Yeah, this pitch has got a bit of bounce. These guys are exploiting it. But what's nice to see is the kind of movement in the air that a bowler like Sakuria generates. That's the truly troublesome aspect of a fast bowler.
Down the leg this time. Nicely flicked off his pads. It's 4 runs. Much needed 4. This will break the shackles as well and release some pressure on the dugout.
Well, that's a poor delivery. The offside is stacked. And then Jadeja goes and bowls one down leg. Just had to get a little bit of bat to it. It was played very smartly, mind you. And the fine leg was way out of the 45. So, yeah, now he sees the difficulty there, Jadeja. Too late.
Small little partnership brewing over here. Very important as far as the Halar Heroes are concerned. They need an association in the middle.
See what that ball has done has forced Sheldon Jackson to have a straighter field. One more at mid-wicket now, taken away from off.
Oh, this will be a very close call if it's either shy of the stumps. They're running for the second, for the overthrow. This is the non-strikers, and this could be close again. But nobody really backing up, and they complete 2 without much fuss.
Yeah, I don't want to be too critical. There it is. The shy had to come. I think he would have made his ground anyway, and the 2 batsmen were aware that the backup fielder was very far. Only a direct throw would have had him in trouble. He was safe.
Kamlesh Makwana with that throw from backward point. Fuller this time driven towards the extra cover region for another single. So runs coming in singles. The equation now 84 and 68.
Well, if Zalawad Royals need to win this, they need to keep that pressure on of taking wickets, because they have their own batters, for example, Bhutt and Gajjar, put in a nice partnership towards the end, taking them to 130 and change. And they cannot allow the pressure to be released now. So I say once again, bring Sakuria back for 1 over and take your chances with him now before these 2 guys settle down for a bigger knock.
Change of pace, mixing it up well. Absolutely, Charu, not a bad idea to bring in Sakuria. But you're talking about the same team that got 197 in the last match of theirs. Conditions different, situation different.
Yeah, for starters, the pitch is different. And of course, they were asked to bat earlier. This time they've elected to bowl first after winning the toss, the Halar Heroes. And they did a very good job without question. Had Zalawad Royals in all sorts of trouble. It was only the last 3 batsmen that got late 20s apiece to take them to that 130 odd. Otherwise, the Zalawad Royals were actually looking at maybe a score less than 100. But it's with the bat that they've really let themselves down. Just 1 over of carnage because of Sakuria. Triple wicket maiden. How do you survive that?
Bringing in all the experience when it mattered the most. Nicely played. Finds the gap. Work to do for the fielder at cover. And they'll complete 2 runs over here. So they're finding a move on at the moment. Halar Heroes. 9 overs gone. It's 54 for 6.
Mikhail's number 318-0021.
Try and fly, should I say, but that's been the problem here for Halar Heroes. None of the batters getting into double figures. The top 5 in single digits. Jadeja showed some impetus and stay in the middle. Yadav now trying to just hold fort and take them through.
Well, we know what Sheldon's trying to do here. Get the left arm orthodox against the right-handers. We'll have to bowl very cleverly. These two boys, big boys, Yadav and Chauhan, and we know they can hit big. So you don't want to toss it up in the slot and have them hit some big sixes. You need to keep the length very smart.
Work towards long on for a single. They need to play to a plan now. Yadav and Chauhan need to decide who in the two of them are going to really take things forward. That's very important.
Yadav's done very well, and we were talking about Chauhan. He has a wonderful strike rate from the first season, as much as 160. Didn't get too many runs in the first match here for the Halar Heroes, but he didn't have to because the other batsmen did so well. 80 for Snell and Sisodia as well, 70.
Once again, it's the line, tidy, disciplined bowling effort, keeping things very tight in the middle. Halar Heroes are not finding that moment to cut loose. Quicker this time, work towards mid-wicket region for another single, just chancing the second.
You know, I don't wish to be overly critical, but I do think Sheldon can afford to have an extra man in the circle. I know you're allowed only, I mean, you can keep 4 in because you're allowed 5 out, but keep an extra man and just tighten up that single aspect. And you'll find that these two will start taking their chances and trying to hit big. Get another man in the circle, attack a little more Sheldon.
But what the spinners are doing is they're just taking the pace of the game at the moment. Most batters like the ball coming onto the bat, but on this occasion just making it all that more difficult for the batters to play through the line.
Can't be afraid now, Sheldon Jackson. Bring another man in, perhaps bring Sakaria in, you make another breakthrough or two, and then you can race home. Don't let it drift.
Nicely bowled, a very fine first over by Gajjar, conceding only 3 to round off 10 wonderful overs bowled by Zalawad Royals. 10 gone, it's 57 for 6.
Well, 57 for 6 is the position that the Halar Heroes find themselves. Look at that worm. Loads of wickets at the start, of course. That 3 in the Sakaria over early on, reducing them to 9 for 4. That was the real problem at the start. Shades of a recovery here, but still a way to go. Still 78 runs off 60 required. Path Butt into the attack, went for 14, a little bit spenny, 3 boundaries coming from his first over, which is very unlike him. Bowled beautifully in the first game. Oh, swing and a miss outside the off stump. Change of line for him, the left armour.
Tough phase for Halar Heroes. The bowlers are on top. Sheldon Jackson has introduced the 2 left arm spinners who did a creditable job for the side with the willow. 10 done, 10 to go. That's the overs I'm talking about in terms of wickets. 6 gone, 4 to go.
And a gentle single as that's driven down the ground. The equation isn't impossible. 77 off 58 balls. It's the second figure is the biggest problem, isn't it? 6 wickets gone. That's the major problem. Just 4 wickets remaining.
Trying to do a copy and paste what they saw the Royals do, isn't it, Johnny? As the lower order batters, Samar Gujar and Bhuth, who stitched a valuable partnership, that's what they are looking at.
Lacing and cutting off the back foot. Trying to run it through that gap at backward point. Doesn't get there on that occasion.
Keep picking up singles, try and take it down to the last 4 or 5 overs. If they have wickets in hand, they can still go for it. And by that time, if you don't lose too many wickets, you'll have set batters batting at that stage.
Looking for the cut again. Again doesn't beat backward point. Key position, you feel, for the left armour going around the wicket at him.
It's the dot ball that needs to be avoided. The singles are very important. Strike rotation equally important. You need to put the ball in those vacant areas. There are only 4 fielders inside the circle.
Big swing on the onside. There's a man out there at deep mid-wicket, so they'll just get through for a single. Better mode of attack, nice use of feet.
In the previous commentary, Stin Charu was mentioning getting one more fielder inside the circle, and I do agree with him, because right now the Royals are on top. Sheldon Jackson can make that move and apply more pressure.
Can, authentic drive. Down to the man just down below us. End of the over. 60 for 6, 11 gone. Score is really interesting. 2 interesting figures on there. 7 for 15 the over the Halar Heroes. Bunted up the ground, there'll be a single, but that's 7 for 15. They've just lost the 1 wicket for 33 runs, but actually it's the back end that you've talked about, Saba, where they scored, what, 56 I think off the last 4 overs.
55 to be precise, and lost only 1 wicket. And one has seen that in most of the T20 matches.
Down the track, fired in. It's a bit of a dart from Gajah. Picked up 2 wickets in the previous game. Useful performer.
It's the team that ends well, or they have the capacity to score those important runs on pick-off wickets in the last 3-4 overs. That's the team that generally emerges victorious. And that's what they're banking on. But for the Royals, it's very important to finish the game here. Don't let this game drift.
Big swing on the onside. Runs away. There is a man out there at deep mid-wicket. They'll get through for a comfortable couple. Yeah, they don't want to let this game drift. Sakaria is the obvious choice to come back into the attack. I think he's only just bowled the 2 so far.
Easily bring back Sakaria for 1 more over. Look to get at least a wicket, or maybe 2 would be very handy for the Royals. Just try and finish the game. This partnership is building up, which means that they are gaining confidence. And there are some huge open areas. Once the batsmen get settled, they can always score big runs.
Yes, indeed. Another dot ball. Run rate 8.35, so not impossible. But yeah, a couple of wickets, and this game is done and dusted, you feel. Just don't want this partnership to continue to build. A stronger phase than before. Just pushed out on the offside, another single, all useful. They can add a couple of boundaries in the piece as well.
It's a mature cricket so far shown by both these batters, although they have struggled against the spinner. It's not been easy for them to maintain that healthy strike rate of at least 6 runs per over. But at least the game has progressed given the current situation of the Halar Heroes.
Tossed up, almost a big shot, but wasn't on that occasion. Bunts it down to long on, just a single added. After 12, 66 for 6. On the captain at the moment, who's playing a fairly cagey game.
So this is Khiladi. The new coverage here, sports coverage doesn't get better than 12th Khiladi, where you can find fantasy tips, match predictions, and in-depth statistical analysis, live updates and fan opinions. And to get all that, please log on to www.12thkhiladi.com, where you get the best sports coverage.
sweeping down through fine leg. It'll just be a single. But back into the attack. Very expensive in his first over. Much better second over. Just conceding a single first up in his third.
So the required run rate is climbing. So they need a couple of boundaries in the next 1 or 2 overs. Get into the last 3-4 overs for about 45-50 to get still manageable.
A big swing. Where's that gone? I think he'll be taken out in the deep here. It's a swirler. Oh, it is taken. A terrific catch. Really good catch. Anch with the catch out in the deep. Up go the Flames. Another key moment in the piece. 67 for 6 now.
Safe as a bank. Ansh Gosai. The ball was swirling, went high up in the air by Yadav. Did not middle it well. It's not an easy catch. Watching the ball come down, you're waiting, trying to get under the ball. Ansh Gosai had his eyes fixed on the ball and takes it quite well in the end.
Really, really good catch. Gosai goes for 11, 67 for 7. Tendra Jadeja is the next man in. Handy strike rate, 143. And the best of 32. And again will be very useful here. Settling himself. Push back Bernardine. Good comeback from Buck. Very expensive. First time.
It's a good passage of play going on for the Royals, but this time around is Chauhan went for this shot over mid-wicket, did not connect it. There's a pressure of scoring quick runs, due to which you end up playing a shot like this. Good catch by Ansh Gosai. He's taken 2 in the slip area and now another 1 in the outfield.
Yeah, technically the worst jugging cricket, isn't it? 3 catches, you have to buy a jug of beer in the UK. Chopped off the back foot, only as far as backward point. Another dot. That required rate continues to build. 9.49 now. Off 43 required is the equation. Another dot as well. Terrific finish to the over. 13 gone, 67 for 7. Zalawad Royals looking at the wonderful bowling lineup. Sakaria 3 for 3 off 2. Amazed we haven't seen him back into the attack. Looking to cut off the back foot. There's a man out there, so they'll just get through for the single.
Steely determination by the Royals. They were kind of struggling while batting in the first half. A good combination from the 2 lower order batters, Samar Gujjar and Dhut, due to which they managed to get to the score.
Looking to sweep on the angle. Another dot ball, but Asgaja, who's got ball in hand, was terrific at the back end of that innings. Those last couple of overs have been a massive factor. Using the crease on this occasion.
He gets wide of the crease to bowl with that angle. And the ball generally comes in, and it's not easy for the right-hand batters to get them away. They're better off trying to play on the onside instead of trying to hit across the line when they try and play on the offside.
And just holding his length back and push out on the offside. Another single. They need a few more of these, don't they? And they need some big strikes as well. Just getting up towards that 10 runs and over mark now.
The next 4-5 overs, I'm looking at 2 big overs from the Halar heroes. It can come from the blade of Yadav, who's been around for some time now.
Down the track, got a good piece of that. Oh, it clears the ropes. Terrific strike, need a few of them. And Yadav, well, with the big levers, gets a big 6 on this occasion.
Superb strike from Yadav. He's been batting quite well so far, sticking to singles and doubles, but this time around, wonderful use of the feet. That is the Parimatch News cheerful moment, and has come off the blade of Yadav. Steps out and hits it in the right area between the long on and long off. Cuts, gets a single.
End of the over. Halar Heroes 76 for 7, 14 gone. Still no Sakaria. 3 for 3. Take that, wouldn't you? Off his 2 overs. And down the track, just working to the offside. In the onside, there'll be a single. Oh, bit of a slip. But recovered nicely and got his throw away quickly. Very neat bit of work there.
A triple wicket maiden strike by Sakaria as the pushed Halar heroes on the back foot are trying to recover. Lost 7 wickets. Parth Butt has picked up a wicket of Parth Chauhan in the last over. A lot depends on Yadav, how he bats these next 3-4 overs.
Looking for a big shot again, but instead just driving nicely up through mid-off. There'll be a single. It's going well, isn't he? 30 of 25. Man in possession. Showing a little bit of touch as well.
So what is he thinking now, Yadav? Will he try and play the big shot? He stepped out so well in the previous over of Samar Gujar. Can he do the same? He has the skill. He needs to back himself to play a shot like that. Much needed at this hour.
Here comes Yadav again. He's sweeping on this occasion. Will be a man out there. He'll get just the single. But yeah, looking to be a little bit more extensive now with his shot and repertoire.
Played a good hand so far, Yadav.
Edged, but on the bounce, down to third man. Might be a run out here. Oh, a tighter throw, and it might well have been. We're going to go upstairs, and I'm definitely not going to try and call it after my Horlicks yesterday. We'll leave this to the third umpire, I think.
Jadeja was running to the dangerous end. He was on the back foot while trying to play that shot. A strong throw, but he manages to get in. Good running in the end by both of them. But backed very well by Yadav, who was at the non-striker's end.
Yeah, comfortable in the end. But definitely after getting it horribly wrong yesterday, I wasn't going to call this one. But yeah, he's home. Home by a good couple of strides. Big strides as well, which is always handy. Yeah, not out it is. think we knew that up here in the commentary box probably about 2 or 3 minutes ago, but they have to make sure these days.
Will he be patient or will he go for the big shot? Yadav, 2 deliveries to go in this over to finish off the 15th. They need 55 of 32 balls. Gettable even at this stage.
Getting out the reverse paddle. Has he done enough? He hasn't. Finds the man at backward point and another one. Oh, Butt's got a couple now. Being expensive early up, but he's really coming into the party now. And Yadav goes. Real disappointment, and with that you feel Halar Heroes are done and dusted.
Poor choice of shot there by Yadav. Why would you want to play a shot like this, trying the reverse sweep, when you're capable of stepping out and playing through the line and going and playing for those big shots? Wrong move. Oh dear, another wicket falls. And the set batsman, he's going back to the pavilion. Sunil Yadav out for 31. 8 down, 80, Halar Heroes.
Nandra is the next man in, a right-handed bat for the Halar Heroes. And well, he's going to have to be the hero here. 55 off 31 the equation. And well, hope is looking more and more desperate. Prop forward. Good over for Butt, and it's the end of it. 15 gone, 80 for 8.
Dire straits at the moment, the Halar Heroes 80 for 8 and seem to be in a spot of bother. Things slipping out of their hands, and with Sunil Yadav's departure, the hopes as well are diminishing. Give the charge at this one, straight to the fielder's hand, it covers, another wicket falls, 9 down, and Gajjar strikes. They're having a field day out here, are the Royals, and what a royal outing it is turning out to be. It is a Parimatch News cheerful moment as well. Everything going as panned out for the Royals. Just the right time to bring in Pragyan Ojha as well in all the excitement.
Oh my. I never thought a team which dominated in the first innings, and we saw them the way they were throwing around in the field and made sure the score is well within 150, what their captain said. Struggling, that means the bowling unit has done wonderful, and Jadeja walking back for 3, 80 for 9.
Halar Heroes losing their way in this chase have now been reduced to 80 for 9. Pragyan, even a miracle now seems very difficult to get them across the finishing line.
It's very difficult now. I think it was a very, very low total. Looking at the wicket is very good. It was the pressure that they could not handle. After losing wicket, and I think that's out. It's all over. And think Sheldon Jackson and his team will be very, very happy with the effort that they have done on the field, especially after not doing so well with the bat. This has been exceptional.
Oh yes, top-class bowling and fielding effort, wrapped on the pads, playing for the turn. It was the arm ball, and Kutch strikes again, and it's curtains, and this means that the Royals register their second win in the tournament. They were off colour last evening, but what a comeback. Not just with the bat in the later stages, but also with the ball. Navneet Vohra departs without scoring. Halar Heroes bowled out for 80, and Zalawad Royals win by 54 runs.
And this will have a very big impact on the net run rate. And every time we talk about net run rate, it is very important, especially in this tournament where you don't have a breather. They had a very good, healthy net run rate, Halar Heroes. But now, with this defeat, they will have to climb back.
Yes, this defeat is going to hurt them. That's because it's been a very, very insipid performance here by the Heroes. But full credit to that man, Sheldon Jackson. Missed out with the bat, but how well he's led his side, his troops, the bowling changes, the attacking field sets, Pragyan.
Yes, he has been exceptional, but the guy, Chetan Sakaria, he was the most successful and instrumental bowler. The way he took those 3 wickets in that over, that was outstanding. That's where the momentum totally shifted for the Royals.
Absolutely, your start decides your end. That one over with Sakaria showed why. He's India material as well. Just completely turned things around. Sheldon Jackson will be a pleased man. His boys have responded. And this batting performance will not be exuding much confidence, let me tell you. Look at the top 5. 3-1-8-0-0. Then some impetus and hope. 21-31 by Sunil Yadav. He was looking good before he threw it away. And then Chauhan as well came into double figures, but by then the battle was lost.
I think by the time Dharmendra Jadeja and Sunil Yadav had that partnership, it was looking good, but by then they were too late. They were just trying to cope up with the game. The game had gone slightly ahead of them. They were under pressure. But after getting Sunil Yadav and Dharmendra Jadeja, things just collapsed. I think this is what we were talking about. Sunil Yadav and
partnerships here. Quickly, Parth Chauhan and Sunil Yadav stitching 25. That was the only sizable partnership that they could get through. But otherwise, nobody really went out there and held fort and accelerated and accumulated the runs in this chase for Halar Heroes as they concede their first game. And this means that they've won one match and lost this. And the points table, of course, will create a lot of movement.
Chetan Sakaria, we're talking about, started really well, just bowled 2 overs, but in those 2 overs, picked up those important 3 wickets, and then all the other bowlers chipped in. We were talking about Royals. Their bowlers were not picking wickets. They were economical, but not picking wickets. But if you look at that column, last column, all the bowlers just chipped in, and at the top it was Chetan Sakaria. He used his experience and turned the things around for his team.
Right, put into bat, the Zalawad Royals managed only 134 for 6. And it was Bhutt who gave that impetus with Kutch, and their partnership towards the latter half of the innings got them past the 130 run mark. Otherwise, they looked nowhere close to getting past 100. Good bowling performance by Karam Chandani, 2 for 19. Vohra and Chauhan as well chipped in with 1 wicket apiece. And in the chase, Halar Heroes just fell apart as their top 5 wickets within double figures. And then Yadav and Jadeja then raised hopes, only for them to go down by 54 runs.
And we were talking about when the game started, Royals were at the 3rd position and Halar Heroes were number 1. See, this is what happens. I was talking about the net run rate. Things have changed. Now Halar Heroes have minus 0.275 as their net run rate, and Royals, who were down, they are 0.94. Things have changed brilliantly for them.
Oh yes, teams moving north and south. There's so much to look forward to in this competition. We head into a short break, but when we come back, we'll get you the presentation.
Hello.
Okay.
Charu, Rohit, if you can hear me now. I think they're taking some time to get the whole activity together. Time लगेगा उनको, बच्चों को लाना है, captains को लाना है, ये वो काफ़ी confusion है. हाँ, अभी आसान नहीं है. अच्छा बच्चे 3-4 आ गए, चलो. हाँ. Alwyn.
Just a confirmation if you've just tuned in, it's the Zalawad Royals who've registered their second win in the Parimatch News SPL Season 2. A very fine performance, 54-run victory for them over Halar Heroes, who've lost their first game in the tournament, chasing 134. Halar Heroes managed only 80 for 6. The star with the ball for Zalawad Royals, Chetan Sakaria, 3 for 3 in his 2 overs. Gajjar Budh as well, taking 2 wickets apiece. But otherwise, for the Halar Heroes, nobody really got going. And in the end, it's the Royals who had a royal outing here at the Saurashtra Cricket Stadium. And what a match this turned out to be. Fair enough indication that this means that there's a lot of movement in that points table as well. The team that was right now standing at number 1 moves to number 3, and that is Halar Heroes courtesy. Them being dismissed for 88. And they are number 3 with a negative net run rate of .275. Pragan, you kept mentioning about the importance of the net run rate.
Yeah, it's very important. We can straight away see on the points table. When the game started, Halar Heroes were at the top and the Royals were at number 3. But things have changed drastically. That's the reason I was saying it is very important. If you listen to someone like MS Dhoni, he says if you're not winning the game, play all the overs, go closer to the game. And saying that, now we have to go to Mr. Charu Sharma for the presentation.
Well, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. As always, first, a big thank you to all those who made it to this wonderful ground here, the Saurashtra Cricket Association, to watch our Super Sunday double-header. So thank you very much, everybody who's here. And of course, we have a bit of a treat in store for you, because today, let me remind you, before the presentation, a tribute to the World Environment Day. What could be more important than the environment? And of course, the Saurashtra Cricket Association realizes that. They have already planted 4,000 trees around the ground and in the city, and have budgeted another 25 lakhs for the same activity as we go along. In fact, today's matches, all the runs scored will result in trees planted, that total number in and around the ground and in the city. Fantastic initiative. But of course, there's much more as well. We have 4 senior players from the Saurashtra Cricket Association who have saplings in their hands, and they're going to hand it over to the next generation, to youngsters who are also ready to receive it. Hopefully, once these trees are planted, the youngsters will keep track of it, and may they grow into tall oaks as we go along. So here we are A big thank you to Sheldon Jackson, Chetan Sakaria, Arpit Vasavada, and Dharmendra Jadeja. Please, can we have an applause as we ask the youngsters to walk on up? Sheldon, will you hand over this sapling to the youngster? There you are, something that he can remember for a very, very long time. Chetan Sakaria, well bowled today, and thank you for presenting the sapling to the young lady. We'll have these planted around the ground soon enough. Arpit Vasavada, thank you, skipper. Very important moment. Apart from the cricket, these are very important, memorable moments as well. And finally, Dharmendra Jadeja will hand it over to the young man in the gi. Obviously, a martial arts expert in the making. Well, thank you very much, all four of you. And I hope you remember this special initiative. We certainly do. And we're, of course, going to get the presentation party organized very soon. They'll be joining us, but not the kind of match for the Halar heroes that they may want to remember. For the Zalawad Royals, an incredible, miraculous match. We didn't think they had enough runs on the board, but ultimately a massive win, which will do them a world of good. Now, 3 matches for them, 2 wins and 1 loss. Let's introduce our presentation party very quickly. We'll get there in a second. Ms. Parul Khanna, to my right first, Director, Level Up 11, thank you for your sponsorship. Strategic Investor Level Up 11, Manish Chaturvedi, with his son here, between the two of them, Garv Chaturvedi. Then we've got 2 senior members of the Saurashtra Cricket Association, Mr. Bhupat Talatia and Mr. Surubhai Doshi. Thank you for joining us. Hope you enjoyed the proceedings of SPL 2, Parimatch News SPL 2, that is. All right, time to get into the awards. The first one, of course, is, now before that though, I would be remiss in my duty if I didn't thank all those who made it possible. So, on behalf of the SCA, let me thank Parimatch News, Level Up 11, VU Sport and special partners Canara Bank, State Bank of India and Indian Bank. And Parimatch News SPL would also like to thank the BCCI and all government organizations and all those who were involved in the smooth conduct of these matches. Now to the award finally. The first award for the match is the Level Up 11 Fantasy King of the Match. Ms. Parul Khanna will present the check and Manish Chaturvedi the trophy to a man who gave away 3 runs in his first over. The second over, a triple wicket maiden. A total of 119 points. Chetan Sakaria wins this award of 15,000 as well as a trophy. Congratulations, Chetan. What a good comeback in this match after going wicketless in your first. Congratulations. No chat though. Let's move along to our Parimatch News Man of the Match. Some very valuable runs and some wickets as well. A true all-round performance by the youngster. 26 runs in only 13 balls at the late stage, taking his team to what ultimately turned out to be a safe total. And 2 for 18 in 3.5 overs. Our man of the match, Samar Gajjar. Congratulations, Samar. Big cheer by his teammates. He's just a youngster. I think has only just started shaving, or maybe not yet. Samar, we'll have to have a word with you. Congratulations. To my right. Congratulations. Wow. But let's get back to that batting performance. Your team was in so much trouble. What was the plan when you were batting?
Just I think what I have to bat and just believe in me and then.
Of course, you had a pretty good stand with Bhoot as well. So what were the two of you saying? Singles or big hits? What must last the 20 overs first?
We have to convert the bad balls in boundary and taking good singles.
May I ask, is this your first big starring role?
Yes.
Well said. That's honesty for you. And of course, with the ball. Still, I mean, you got those early wickets because of Chetan, but there seemed to be a bit of a stand going. And was there any talk in the team that, oh my God, you know, we may lose this if we don't take more wickets?
No, I know.
Okay, that's a pretty short answer too. But I just want to congratulate you and thank you for a fine all-round performance. And may this lead to bigger things. Congratulations.
Thank you so much.
Samar Gajjar, ladies and gentlemen, our Parimatch News man of the match for the first match. But as you know, this is Super Sunday. Another match coming up very soon. Back to the commentary box, that's all. And a big thank you, of course, to the presentation party.
What a fine all-round performance it's been from Samar Gajjar, wickets and runs as well in the end to take his team through. A quick confirmation, Royals registering their second win, a 54-run victory over Halar Heroes, who put up a very insipid performance after being bowled out for 80. and this meant that they lacked the metal and the muscle in the batting department while they were trying to chase down 134. Both Gajjar, Gosai amongst the runs, and Sakaria, Gajjar both again amongst the wickets as well. And this means the points table presents a very interesting equation.
Yeah, it does. We have been talking about it again and again. Why always you have to win, and when you're winning, you have to look at the net run rate, and that really helps you whenever you are struggling, or maybe you have a tight equation with another team. Net run rate is something which really pushes you, gives you that boost. We have seen in bigger tournaments as well. So all the players who are trying to win the game, they should closely look at net run rate as well.
Absolutely, and just a quick reminder that we have another match lined up later in the evening. It starts at 6:45 time IST. Kutch Warriors versus Sorath Lions. They both need to register their first win. They both have lost their first game, and that match coming to you live on Star Sports 2. So you can shift over to that channel to view this match live, 6:45 time IST. We look forward to your company then in the Parimatch News Saurashtra Premier League 2022. We head into a short break, but when we come back, we get you live action from match number 2 of the evening.
सौराष्ट्र के इन मैदानों में इस जंग के ऐलानों में हर तरफ यहाँ अब शोर चले, देखेंगे किसका जोर चले, देखेंगे किसका जोर चले। निकले हैं